Episode 141, dude. Why not just get into it?
God damn.
I literally feel guilty every time that we talk and we're not just casting.
Yeah. I should have.
It's like a leak in an oil pipeline.
I should have saved that news story for now.
Yeah.
Not that one.
Yeah.
The trip to the Grove marred again by a horrific death.
Hold on now.
Every time I go to Williams Grove, dude, someone gets fucking.
So you're at the racetrack,
dude.
You're at the racetrack.
We went down the track, but it's so fucking fun.
I bet.
It's so fun.
So
unless you get hit by a fucking car.
So this is what's it called? Like not go-kart racing, but
sprint cars.
Sprint kart.
Yeah.
Sprint kart racing.
They fly, dude. It is fucking insane. You can't understand it until you're there.
That's what people say about NASCAR.
Oh, I'm sure NASCAR's
people were like,
ridiculous.
dude, if you went to a NASCAR event, you'd become a NASCAR fan.
Yeah.
Which is why I don't go, because I don't want to become it. And it's not even like I don't want to be a NASCAR fan. I just don't need like that itch in my life.
Well, I don't
understand.
understand.
What are you checking? I'm like, fucking rankings.
Kendrick's doing. Checking it on that 63 car. Yeah, this is like, dude. And first off, they're out of control the whole fucking time.
They're on the dirt.
Like every turn they make, they're swerving, and then they hit the straightaway and go. They go so fucking fast.
I'm trying to think, what kind of dude does it take to be like a? Because you got to work your way up through the dirt tracks. You don't just get to hop into NASCAR.
Williams Grove is like a serious raceway too. Like those
man.
guys are like good.
I knew. I used to. One of my roommates like was a dirt track driver. I don't think he ever took it down to Williams Grove. That's for the big boys. He was probably like on another track.
But they're gonna have to do something about that fucking track.
What?
I mean, again, a guy died last year, and then while we're there, a guy got hit by a car.
And this was not. This is a pedestrian.
This was, I think he was a pit crew guy.
Oh.
Or he was like something. He was down on the track. A car flipped over the fence and hit him.
How the driver of the flip car was fine?
Probably, yeah.
Relatively fine, I guess.
Yeah, you're in those. They all crash. They crash the whole time. Like it's rare that they get around like 3 laps. It's usually like 1 or 2 or 3 laps. Then someone crashes. Then everybody goes slow for like 2 laps. They get the car off the track and then start flying again.
Do they finish the race once somebody dies, or they
no?
Like,
When
everyone
that guy
go
died,
home?
they called it.
What? That's gotta suck.
Also, 61 was the winner.
Was he really?
He was in first when the guy got killed.
So that's how they just race until someone dies, and then they go home?
Yeah, they race until someone dies, and they're like, all right, whoever was winning when that guy got hit, you win.
The race never ends.
It was nuts, man.
Oh, was the crowd like? Oh,
well, it's so loud. It's
Yeah.
so loud you couldn't hear it because we were on the infield, on the other side. I mean, the whole thing's like less. It's like the size of a football.
How much does the tickets cost?
$15.
I mean,
bring your beer in.
If you think about what they're selling, dude, possibility of a Faces of Death video live in person. If you go every year, you're going to catch somebody bite the dust.
I'm 2 for 2.
That's insane.
Thankfully, I wasn't there when.
For what, $30? You've seen 2 people die for $30?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's not bad.
I didn't see this guy die though. If I did, that would be pretty fucked up. Because
did you see him get hit?
Apparently, he was standing on the bed of a truck.
Oh.
And he was a 67-year-old man. So he went out on his shield. Like, he went out dying exactly how he would have wanted to.
He went straight to Valhalla, dude.
That's exactly what I said when it happened. Dude, I was like, that man was just sent to Valhalla. Dude. I said that in the parking lot. We went back on the grass, started chugging some beers for him.
You had to.
R.I.P.
Damn, he bit it. He squirted that shit, and he did the Mad Max squirt in his mouth, dude, and stepped up and was like, blap.
Just, apparently, he was, people I know knew him.
Yeah.
And they were like, he was such a fucking nice dude.
Really?
He was 67, and,
I mean, dude, a 67...
A fucking car flipped out of a racetrack and crushed him.
It's one way to die, dude.
That's a good way to go.
He's getting immortalized at the track.
He's going to have a memorial now.
What would you rather do? Just, like, slowly shit yourself and turn, like, 73?
Or just have that one split second of, like, whoop.
I was on the
plane. Here
plane.
It comes.
I was thinking about crashing the whole time I was on the plane.
Every time I'm on a plane.
I was on a small plane, too. So we were hitting, like, lots of hard turbulence. And I was like, dude, that feeling of, like... So even when the plane dips a little from turbulence, when you fall... It's just that feeling the whole time, and then you die. It's just like your stomach's dropping. You're like,
plane crash must be because you have a lot of time to think about it.
Yeah, man.
You got a lot of time to be like, oh.
Well, especially when the noise kicks in. Once you know you're going down, it goes. It's like, it's just turbulence, just turbulence. Once you hear, you're like, oh, dude, we're definitely dying. All of us are dying right
just
now.
Women screaming and shit. People, that's what I think would bother them. I mean, obviously, impending death wouldn't be great.
For sure.
But, like, the paranoia or the hysteria on the plane, just the pandemonium would just be fucking horrendous.
Especially, like, my girlfriend would be clinging to me.
Dying in, like, a panic like that?
Yeah.
Fuck that.
And with your girlfriend, where, like, she's clinging onto you.
Screaming incoherent
and you're
shit.
just like,
and you're just like, shut up.
Fuck.
Just 1 second. Just
like,
shut up.
We're going to die. That you want to seriously spend your last 30 seconds like this.
Oh, man. I don't know.
I'd be fucking freaking out.
Yeah, of course.
We had some hard turb, and I was just like, we go out, dude.
Yeah, I try to
Started thinking about the podcast. I'm like, if I died in a plane on the way here, probably be pretty good for the podcast. I was like, it'd be all right.
No, I think the cast would suffer.
I mean, we get a nice little pop. We get it in like the daily times.
I got about
Like
eight 8 flights this August, dude.
Do you really?
There's a decent chance I could big bopper out and go down. Cast will live forever though.
I mean, if one of us bites it in a fucking airplane accident, it'd be tight if the airplane. I was reading the Atlantic while I was flying, and there was an article I wanted to read about like the disappearance of the Malaysian airliner.
Yeah.
I got like 3 words in. I'm like, I'm not fucking reading this shit right now. I just flipped over to like a thing about sexual harassment. I'm like, I'm not reading this.
Yeah, I was watching a movie, an in-flight movie. I forget which one it was, but there was a plane crash in it. And like, so it's on my screen, and I'm like looking around, like people probably think I'm a fucking asshole for this. I'm just sitting on a flight watching making everyone in my row watch a plane crash. Dude, think about that. A guy fucking died while I was out there boozing, dude.
Yeah. How did everyone just shuffle out there? Like,
yeah, everyone left
silently.
People were like crying and shit. Yeah, I mean, a guy died. It was.
I hear you.
And in front of a whole fucking bleacher of people. Guy got fucking squashed by a car.
I mean, what's funny too, because I was just that book I read, all things shining or all the shining things. I think the dude who told me to check it out was Big Dan, dude, from I think. Not Cincinnati, Louisville.
Okay.
I had to give him a shout out. But they were talking about how that's like our last venue left for people to find meaning in like watching like sports or things, or you're watching someone just like transcend, like, oh my God, these guys are flying. Everyone is like collectively like not thinking. They're just like, ah, and then the guy dies. It's like the priest had a heart attack during church, basically.
I told you that. At my uncle's, so my dad's sister married this guy. So he's my uncle, but I don't know his parents. We were at his parents' funeral, one of them.
Yeah.
And the priest was doing the fucking incense thing, the bell, or like, that thing that sways.
Yeah,
the smoke that comes out, the incense.
Yeah.
And he fucking mid-sway, like, passed out. Shit flew everywhere, and he fainted on the thing. Oh. And my uncle was standing next to me. He was just like, Jesus Christ. And I was like, yes. That guy's the funniest. I didn't know he was funny. I didn't know my uncle was funny until that moment. The priest passed out, and he just goes, oh, Jesus Christ.
Dude, I was in the absolute pinnacle of religiousness yesterday.
Oh, fuck.
Shannon, was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I was in Alabama. We flew down to Alabama. It was one night. We got up early in the morning, flew down there.
You were at Black Church in Alabama?
Wasn't even a black church, bro.
Wasn't a black church?
No, this was so it was my babe's younger cousin. And black dude married a white chick.
Married a honky in Alabama?
Watch out now. She's from Tejas.
They're still not big fans, I don't think.
Tejas honky, dude.
Yeah.
But they were from like the church they were in. So all the groom. So you've seen a wedding. It's like, bridegroom, priest, or whoever saying the vows, and then there's like all the bridesmaids and groomsmen. Everyone's kind of like just sitting there all silently. There was a dude playing like religious, like folk, like cool, like new, new Christian
Christians
rock.
Are so fucking gay,
dude. It was just like
so
you
gay.
Are the way, and like the bride the whole time, like they were breaking a song, and the whole groom party would just like sway and dance and like hold their hands up in praise, dude. It was, and the minister the whole time was like, dude, it was. We walked in like 5 minutes late. And I looked at Brittany. I was like, "What?" She's like, "Shut up!" And I'm like, "What the fuck is going?" She's like, "Shut up!"
So it was like a mega church.
It was like a small. It was like a small. It would have been like a small version of a mega church. Yeah, it was like I was hanging around. It was mega church vibes for sure.
Oh my God!
And it was like, dude, I get in there and I'm like, what? And like some of her family's like pretty religious too.
Yeah.
So I'm like trying to talk shop after the ceremony. I'm like, yo, you fucking see that? And the one guy was in the wedding. I'm like, oh fuck, I forgot you're all about that shit too. My bad.
Dude, I've been to weddings like that. My ex went to Messiah College,
okay,
in Mechanicsburg, which is like a super Christian, and So whenever her friends got married, they got married in those types of like weird Christian churches where they like sing. Like one of the groomsmen was like, he honored them by singing a song. One of the groomsmen. So like the best man was like, I have a song to sing. And he said, he's like, how awesome is our God? Like it was shit like that. Like,
dude,
guys, how cool is our God?
That was the whole ceremony was fast, dude. These are youngins too. So they're in this like, and the whole time I'm watching, I'm like, I guess this is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to like totally believe in God, get married when you're 22.
No.
And I'm watching this just like, dude, this is fucking crazy. Because the dude's like a little older saying like the vows, or the guy like leading the whole thing. And he was the chapel, whatever that was called, deacon. And he's just like, yeah, like, I know you love God so much. And so does your wife, and you guys just love God. And then they like break out into a song like, God is the best ever. And dude, this one guy was playing the guitar, and they'd all like, the whole bridal party would be like pointing to the sky and like, yes, you are God. I was watching this like,
God,
what?
Dude. Yeah, you got to give the Catholics some credit.
Yeah.
They're just like, all right, shut the fuck up. We're going to say weird shit, but no one believes it. Just shut up. Just everyone be quiet and sad.
We know this is weird. Let's just get it over
be
with.
Fucking awkward and quiet for an hour and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, man. But so there was that dynamic going on. Super like
dudes with like tucked in button downs and into like khakis, like hopping up and down and being like, guys, how cool is God?
Dude,
that sucks.
It was so weird. And the whole time I had just read dude, the book I read was the book talks about Moby Dick and how like the idea behind Moby Dick was like they think Melville was getting at this thing where like the best you can do is just whatever kind of religion thing you're around, just participate in it and just like live on the surface of it. Be like, whatever, this shit's weird. If you try to think about all of it too much, it blurs out into this white that's just like totally unidentifiable. So he was like, you should. So I'm like trying. I'm like, I think I could get into this, and I'm like watching it. I'm like, this is just too fucking weird, man. I can't. I wanted to so badly, but dude, it also like. So I'm watching the whole time, like seeing like, little like I'm just waiting for their faces to show me some sign of like them just thinking something like fucked up or something. I don't know. So but we got into the wedding. Then there was a black-white dynamic. So there's like super Christian dynamic, and then there's like dude. I don't know if you ever seen a bunch of black people watch white people do the chicken dance. That was the funniest thing.
Was the wedding fun? Was the party fun, or like was that still
kind
weird?
of.
You can't wash that off after that mass.
Well,
that stink is
weird,
still on.
So the weird part was the super mega Christianity, like, was on like it was possessed and rep by a lot of the white people and some of the black people, and then there was some of the black people and some of the. Well, I don't know if many of the white people who were there who were like that wasn't weird as fuck. I think I was the only white person there who were like, what the fuck was that? And then I was at a table with a decent amount of black people who were like, dude, that was so fucking weird. So
it was the black people from Chicago?
Yeah. It was like my girlfriend's cousins.
So they were probably like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but some of them even are like real into that shit. Because their one cousin I started talking to about it, and Brittany kind of looked at me like, dude, shit, chill. Because he was like, he's all about that shit, dude. And I was like, oh, my bad.
Dude, I almost the exact same thing. I was in a hotel at the fucking reception at a table of people that I didn't know. Just sitting there like, huh? What the fuck? And they were all like, that was cool. Like shit, like I would say something and they'd be like, whoa, that's inappropriate.
Yeah, they shut me down pretty. I got shut down pretty. Anytime I was like,
if I swore or some shit like that, they were like,
well, that was the weird thing I saw. They were like fully. So they did the chicken dance, which was the funniest fucking thing in the world. I was sitting at a table with black people watching white people do a chicken dance, and they were sincerely going like, what is that, Matt? What are they doing? And like people were like getting up and leaving. They were like so offended.
They were upset by the chicken dance.
By the chicken dance. They're like, Matt, what is this, dude? And it was it's weird. I've been to like a white black wedding before, and it's like through no fault of anyone's. I don't think it devolves into a dance off every single time. Nobody dances. Everyone gets in a circle, and they just like will just like watch people dance, and it gets into this like hypercharged environment of like. Everyone's like, it's like competitive at some point. It's so, dude, it's the weirdest fucking thing. It was, dude, I was just watching it. And of course, like,
How high were you?
So here's the other thing.
Yeah.
So here's the otother layer on top of everything.
Yeah.
I'm definitely the highest person there.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm gonna be called out to the dance floor with Brittany. I'm like, this sucks. I'm like chugging red wine, dude. I'm drinking. I'm trying to break the mental barrier of just being like, whatever. I'm not even gonna think about this. Which apparently was impossible. So I started hitting my vape pen. Like I was hitting my vape pen like I was
trying
smoking.
To escape?
Like I was literally trying to escape, dude. I was trying to smoke like my vape pen like it was DMT. I was just like, I was outside just ripping this thing. finally it all caught up with me. And her grandmom was, dude, this lady's like 80 years old.
Yeah.
She's like, Matt, do you dance? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I love dancing. And she was just like, do you want to dance with me? And I was like, no.
No.
I was like, no, not right now.
No
And everyone's
way.
like, what the fuck? You're not going to dance with our grandma? I'm like, why? Does she really want to dance? I'm like, give me a minute, man. Come on. And people were like breaking my balls. Like, that's fucked up, man. You don't tell our grandma you're not going to dance with her. And I'm like, all right. So then finally, like hours go by. And her one aunt got me up and we started dancing. Of course, dude, and I knew this was going to happen. I had to dance for like a table of people who were just watching me laughing, and I'm like, this fucking sucks. And then I'm like, fuck this. I went and got a grandmom.
Did you grind with them?
Well, the problem was
Did they twerk?
the grandmom needed a cane, so I'm holding her hands, but she kept falling back. So I'm like, here, and I like took her back.
Ooh.
But I think I was like so fucking drunk and stoned at this point. I think I was thrashing her around a little bit.
You shook her around.
I think I shook her up a little too much, dude. People were like, whoa, come on, no, that's enough. Yeah, man. And then like
You got drunk.
I wasn't even that drunk. That wine was doing nothing to me, dude. Totally, dude. The BOC did nothing to me.
I got hammered after that dude got crushed. I honored his life.
Only way you knew how.
I chipped my tooth on a beer.
Did you?
Yeah, you can't really see it. Front left.
That's all you can do, dude.
Yeah, I raised a glass too quick and chipped my tooth.
Oh,
Yeah, it was a fun night. But so you jarred this lady, you shook her around.
shook her around. You know, it's a weird thing. I was like getting yelled at by Brittany for being like, "You're being too rough," and I'm like, "I'm holding her up. She's gonna fall over." But I'm like. She's looking at my face like, how high are you? And I'm like, I'm not even high. What are you talking about? I literally couldn't move my face. Like, I couldn't make a facial expression other than just, like, being awestruck. Just being like, oh.
Yeah, man.
So then, but yeah, then I just watched the whole time. It was just this, her cousin was DJing. Her cousin did a really good job. Was playing all these really good songs. But they had a preordained list that she had to play certain songs. So, like, dude, I was watching this being like, damn, dude, this is very, like a sociological study. It's like black people start dancing, like, yeah, we're having a good time. And like white people come out in a pack and like at one point they did an organized like practice dance number together, which I'm like, that's kind of
the groomsmen?
Yeah, but
I
like
hate
all of them. They didn't organize dude, it was like 14 people.
Yeah.
They all go to it's like almost like a cult. They're all in this church so they had time to like put together a 4-minute dance number. And then it's like you're watching like white dudes who I can only, maybe I'm projecting this on them, but I think are maybe a little on edge about like dancing in front of black people, which I'm slightly nervous, dude. Obviously I'm over it now. I fucking, it was fun, but I feel like because you are getting judged. I'm at the table watching them watch white people dance, and I'm like laughing. It's like, this is hilarious to watch.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, fuck, now I have to go out there and I don't know when.
I don't know why you keep dancing.
I don't know when
dancing.
white people lost the ability. This bothers me. I have a very Apollonian temperament, dude. I'm like a big world joiner. I can't help it, dude. It's just how I am. So I'm like in my head, I'm like, dude, the whole time I'm watching, I'm like so stoned, like, what happened to white people, dude? Why can't we dance? And then
I was just saying when we were watching that Brony thing, I was like, why do people dance this way?
What happened, dude?
How do people dance this way?
I think because I was at one point I was watching. Well, white people dance in 15-second bursts. You like dance for 2 seconds and you go like, ha, you like look at your friend in the eye like, ah, and you laugh, and then you jump back into it. But it was something very Viking-like, a way like white people would descend on the dance floor and start like fucking moving in these really short, hard, like stiff, powerful movements that I was like, I'm watching like, dude, this is kind of like weird and then like kind of intimidating.
Berserkers.
They were berserkers, dude.
They're going berserk for
and then
a second.
and then you'd watch like, and then the black dudes would go out, and the black lady, whatever, they'd all go out and start dancing. It was like her one cousin went out and danced. Like they kept doing that circle shit where they like circle them, do like the Soul Train line. I'm like, this is crazy. But he like fucking killed it for like a straight minute and a half. And you could tell that killed the morale on the dance floor. Everyone kind of stopped. Everyone kind of stopped and was just like, then they hit the chicken dance, dude, and it was over. The state of Texas came and repped the chicken dance. I was getting elbows from 360 degrees. Like, Matt, what the hell? Matt, what is that? Matt, what are your people doing?
They were doing the chicken dance.
Pretty much.
They were fucking elbowing you.
That's how it starts. Dude, they were like, the people were genuinely like upset watching white people do the chicken dance, being like, what the fuck?
That is an off-putting scene. I would have been upset as well.
And they were
if I saw someone do the chicken dance, I'd be like, all right, these can't be our friends. If any of you are listening to this and do a fucking organized dance at your wedding, not just the chicken dance,
Cupid
I'm talking
shuffle.
About,
they kill the Cupid shuffle.
Fuck that too. But if you do
I got out of the Cupid shuffle. I was like, no.
If your groomsmen do a dance, bridesmaids, I'll forgive because women have dog brains.
Sure.
But men, if you go do that fucking dance as a group, you are gay. Your friends are gay.
Banished to hell, you're saying?
You need to stop watching The League on FX or whatever you guys all jerk off to and get a life. If you do a synchronized dance, you need
Well, that's
to stop.
the other thing. Viral clips or like kind of like you want to kind of go viral, like the mother daughter dance.
What sucks about doing a viral dance is you end up having the fucking Harlem Shake on your fucking home video of your wedding.
I know.
You do a viral craze that was popular for 30 days.
Yeah.
Just when you got married.
Well, it's
that sucks.
That's true. It's really weird. But it used to be like you'd watch TV and you're like, all right, that's what people do at weddings. I'm going to do that. Now you watch weddings on the internet and you're like, oh, we have to have like a surprise.
The mother-daughter, like, or the father-daughter dance is like they start out slow dancing and then they break into it. The DJ's like, start spinning the record.
They obviously did that, dude.
Ugh. Oh, they did do that?
Well, they did during the mother-son dance. They broke into like a little dance. Father-daughter was just a slow-mo, just nice and easy, meat and potatoes, dude. Nothing, not showing off at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was one of the weirder experiences I've had. And then, dude, so I'm walking around being like, the bride and groom are young. So I'm like, bro, God is the ultimate pimp. Because I got real into the mechanics of like the transaction of the bride while I was there and like watching all this stuff. And I was like, imagine back then, like, you want to fuck? Because I'm pretty sure they were both virgins. So
nice.
It's like, yeah, dude, I'm telling you, they were up there and they were like, you could see that they wanted to fuck so bad, which is another awkward thing.
That's nice.
They were like, I mean, it was, and it was also
that's
kind of like,
that's as God intended it, Matthew.
Well, dude,
come on, man.
That's an ultimate pimp game. It's like, you want to fuck, you got to pay. So you have to pay the church as a human being to fuck, or else you die and go to hell. That's pimping, dude.
Yeah.
And if you get to be like the ambassador of that, and being like, okay. Because all that was a like, dude, you would get a daughter and you'd be like, as soon as you had a daughter, like, all right, as long as she's not a slut, I'll make like $500 off her.
Yeah.
At some point, I just have to completely make sure she doesn't be a slut. And then some dude's gonna come out who wants to come so bad, dude, so bad, and then you're gonna be like, you like my daughter? $500. And then the church gets a cut, and it's like, dude, that's like how empires were built.
Yeah.
Every person in the world wanted to come, and if you come, you lose and you're in hell, and like everyone hates you. And again, I'm at the wedding, and then Brittany's like, dance with me. And I'm like, Brittany, you have to understand, I just can't dance right now. I'm too deep in the matrix right now.
You couldn't dance with her?
I mean, we did a little bit. I danced with her grandma more than I danced with her.
Really?
Yeah, I danced with her grandma. And she let me off the hook, dude. I sat there for the most part and just chilled at the table. There's a lot of dudes who just sit there and they put their foot down and they don't dance.
Yeah, that's what I do.
I know.
And then I make runs to the free bar.
Yep.
Get fogged up.
And hit the dance floor.
No dance floor.
Never.
Might walk through. Give everybody a fucking wave. Be like, yeah, I'm here. And then I sit back down or stand. I usually find the dads. Usually find the cool dads.
Yeah.
Talk to them.
That's another thing I'm bad at.
Talk shit on all the other families.
That's pretty tight.
Yeah.
Well, then I hate to do that because then I was sitting there yesterday, like she's talking to a bunch of girls, and I see like a dude, and I'm like, is this like are we making an agreement to like talk to each other now all night so neither of us feel awkward? Like,
oh yeah, that's how that works.
Yeah, but like I start thinking about
Don't
it.
read into it.
Yeah, I'm like, this is weird. I'm like, but it was. I mean, it was fun. I did have fun. The food was good. You know, I like to dance.
What was the food like?
Barbecue, bro, so good. It was buffet style barbecue, pork and chicken, green beans, barbecue sauce, mashed taters, dude. Whew.
Oh my god,
a big old plate.
I would have put a fucking hurting on that.
And I came home and ordered people pizza, dude. So I ordered
What's
like
people pizza.
I ordered a couple people pizza. we had like 4 people in our room. So
you ordered people pizza.
I ordered the people in my room pizza.
You ordered pizza.
Yeah,
that's how that.
Sorry, I ordered people.
That's how
pizza.
people say that.
Well, I ordered myself a pizza and everyone came. So I was like, "Fuck!" I got some extra pie.
You ordered some pizzas.
Yeah, I ordered some Zaz, dude.
You ordered people pizza.
Ordered people pizza from it was Mellow Mushroom, dude. Mellow Mushroom.
What's
pizza.
Mellow Mushroom?
There's this pizza place down there, dude. It was like obviously in reference to hallucinogenic mushrooms. So like everywhere there's big statues of like chill ass mushroom people, like whoa, and you go in, you're like, oh, I have a pizza, fucking like what you here with mushrooms everywhere.
Yeah.
It was that was good too.
Was it gluten free pizza?
I got a gluten free for myself.
They sell gluten free pizza in Alabama.
That's what I was saying. I was like, Brittany, I'm basically gonna go into ketosis down here because there is nothing, dude. All they had down there was just food for me. I ate nonstop. There was like a Puerto Rican sandwich place I ate at. Fantastic. Alabama surprised me, dude.
Really?
A lot of tasty. I was like trying to talk Brittany into going. I was like, we should come back. She's like, what the fuck are we going to come back here for? I'm like, there's a lot of good places for me to eat.
Yeah. Nothing like a good interracial couple in Montgomery, Alabama.
That was another thing, dude.
It's a good place for you guys.
We went out to fucking lunch. I forgot where we were. Because we flew down and went right down there. We went out to lunch. Dude, we pulled up and an old white lady just literally looked at us and went like, ugh. Visibly went, ugh.
I mean, you are throwing it in their face a little.
Dude, what do you want us to do?
Come on, man. Just don't go to Montgomery. You're really fucking spiking the football in the end zone on that one. You're like, oh, you guys are blowing up churches or whatever? Nah.
Dude, we got to fuck.
This is my girlfriend and we fuck, lady.
That was so fucking funny, man. I pulled up and Brittany's like, did you see that? I'm like, maybe she's, I'm like, she definitely looked at you and was like, fuck, here we go.
Yep.
We went in, the waitress was really nice, but everyone in there was on eggshells, dude. It was bizarre. I was like, damn, dude.
I think there are a lot of black people in that town, though.
There are, dude.
Yeah.
There are.
So, I mean, they're not.
But they keep it, I think they keep it pretty
segregated.
Kind of, yeah.
I mean,
but
that's
you can tell, that was the other thing, too. When I was at the wedding, I was watching, there was like such an effort to like, I don't know, man, to like kind of try to like de-racialize the situation. Like I was watching people talk to each other, and especially like I feel like white people want to not be racist. It's just like,
yeah,
if you try to like engage other people, you just come off as really weird as a replacement. So it's like I was watching the guy being like, couldn't have been a better family to join in. This is just the best, and it's like, so I'm like, well, I'm just
there's some better families.
Yeah, there's like couldn't be a better, but it's also.
So wait, did they separate the tables? Because the tables had to be mostly black, mostly white.
So what they did, here's what they did.
Probably looked like a checkerboard from
now,
above.
Now I know why they did this.
Yeah.
They didn't assign seating. Because Brittany's like, why the fuck wouldn't they assign seating?
They should have assigned seating.
Well, dude.
Because if you leave it up to the people, typically it gets segregated.
I mean, it obviously did.
Yeah.
But, well, technically, not me. I was fucking.
Why don't you pat yourself on the back? Why don't you pat yourself on the back a little more, man?
Dude, it was interesting on so many levels, dude. I was like, dude, the religious level, there's a weird racial level, and then there's like everything, like the normal shit. Like, you know, when you're there and there's another family at a wedding, like obviously, like this family fucking sucks.
Yeah.
You instantly kind of hate them. Like, what a bunch of fucking losers.
Why did they suck?
I'm just saying, whenever I go to a wedding for my family,
I know, but in this particular time, did you see a family that sucked?
No, but there's always a tension. So that was like
between the two families.
Yeah, there was like that tension was also.
I think my family, the Gillises, are the family that sucks.
Really?
Because I don't think there's never that. It's always just like, let's see who can get the most fucked up.
Yeah, but it's also, you're looking at the other family, like, what a bunch of pussies.
Yeah, but I'm saying I think we must be we're not.
That's my family is the same thing.
Yeah.
We suck. Like, we're like
you guys are shitty people.
Yeah, we're kind of shitty.
While you're there, you're just like, whoa.
Well, like, while everyone's trying to do,
Let's get crazy.
Everyone's trying to do the speech, we're like, shut up.
Yeah. Exactly. I told you when I did my cousin's wedding, when I was like, may your love live forever. Like Frank's dead tooth. And no one laughed. My aunt was like, Jesus.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, it was funny watching, like, any of the perceived slights kind of took on. Like, I was trying to talk to Brittany about this at the wedding, and I was just so high, like, whoa, Brittany, like, people say it's not, but it is coming together. It's just going to be awkward for a really long time. She's like, shut up, dude.
Oh, man.
I'm like, okay, I'll pull the car around, no problem.
Yeah, I'm going to go drive. Whoa, I'm in a spaceship.
Dude, the pizza place was fucking 2 minutes from our hotel. I got lost and ended up on the highway, and I was like, that was horrible. Our whole family's in the hotel, like, where's Matt at? And I was just like, I'll be right there. But yeah, it was fun. So
nice.
That was my day. It was just a day and a night.
Nice.
But dude, I'm telling you, there's something to it. God's fucking pimping.
God is pimping.
God's pimping. He's been pimping. If you buy into it, that's the most airtight hustle in the world. Yeah. Death, getting pussy. But now people don't believe in it, and it's just like, that was weird. Yeah. You are the only one for me.
Yeah, there's always that weird, like, real sexual undertone, too, with all, like, the Christian shit where they're like, and tonight you'll become one. Yeah. It's like, all right, man. Like, the one I went to, the bride's dad was the fucking pastor. And he was saying shit like that. He was saying, like, sexual, and he's like, have a lot of kids. Like, be very behold your fruitful bride. And I was like, ew, dude. That's your daughter. Stop talking about her fruits.
Do you think like a super religious dude is like catching a beat and like just thinks about how fruitful his daughter's going to be, and then it's like, that's the devil, and like stops jerking off?
He probably lets the devil finish.
Then
afterwards he's like, damn it.
Damn it, yet again.
Damn it, I cussed. The devil's in me.
That was funny too.
As soon as you get the jizz out, the devil's out of you.
For sure.
The devil, jizz is
what the devil is. Yeah,
jizz is the devil.
It was funny watching like the Christians like listen to like popular. They were like Travis Scott came on. They were like singing along, knew all the words, and I was just like, how do you guys fucking put these together in your head? Yeah, it was weird. I don't think they're thinking that much though.
Obviously not. Obviously, there's not a lot of thought going into what the fuck they're doing.
I know the song. Yeah, it was weird, man. It was like
Christians going into sicko mode.
Yeah, it was literally. Yeah, it was weird, dude. They knew all the words, and it was. Like, it was like any other wedding I've ever been to, you know, just the weird racial undertone, Christian undertone, and then like, dude, I was there for the shit talk sesh afterwards in the back, like after in the telly, dude. Everyone's like, "Do you see this one? This person said this and da da da." And it was just like, it was wild.
I don't remember. I don't ever make it to the shit talk sesh.
Really?
Yeah.
I couldn't get it.
I'm usually by the end of the reception, I'm out.
There was no liquor. That was the thing. It was just beer and wine. So
Was
I'm
it
like,
a cash bar or?
Nah, it was. Kind
of surprises me.
Why?
Figured it would be cash bar. Those Christians, they're like, we're not going to pay for you to imbibe.
I was thinking that, but no, they just drank like Miller Lights, BOC, some Blood of Christ. Okay. Yeah, they drink some Lachey's, Blood of Christ, white wine. The fact they didn't have any alcohol, I think that was they didn't want any spirits.
Yeah,
that was definitely like a hard Christian move. Those dudes can't have liquor.
Yeah,
they just the devil, dude.
Think of like the grown men like sitting outside, being like one guy's hammered and he's just like, I just don't know if I believe anymore. He's like, come on, brother. We all suffer with that.
Dude, I told you I went to a wedding one time where the groom went outside and cried for like half the fucking party. He went outside and he was like, I don't know.
Oh, fuck.
I'd be outside like, what the
What was he crying about? Getting married?
He like, he just was having, he didn't know if like, he was having like second thoughts. He had been nervous the whole time. He didn't want to be the center of attention. So he like went outside and cried the entire, I was like back then I was smoking joints pretty religiously. So I was like outside smoking joints. I was watching this guy cry and he was like in recovery. So he couldn't like drink or anything, and he was like, I don't know what to do. And I was just watching it while I was watching him outside, just like, yeah.
How'd you know him? Was it like
it was my ex-wife's
yeah,
friend's friend, some bullshit.
Chicks,
some Ginzo wedding, dude.
When you go to your girl's friend's wedding, it's always corny. Oh. Girls' friends suck.
Yeah, man.
Typically.
Yeah.
I went to 2 with my ex and 0 for 2 on those weddings. Both weird Christian weddings. Both like, again, at the table I'd say something, everybody would be like, whoa, man.
Yeah,
I'd be like, I'd suck that groom's dad's dick. They're like, whoa, man. I thought it was a wedding.
You guys can't have fun.
No, we're having fun, dude.
So what'd you do besides go
I
to
told
the dirt
you
track?
on Friday.
Watch a man die.
Had a nice show down in Baltimore. Sick fucking show. It was really fun.
Where?
Some bar. Umar Khan runs a show in Baltimore. It was fucking sick, man.
Tight.
Perfect. Sold out. Packed room.
Tight.
It's fucking fun. And then, Friday, Kyla and Beezer came down. Went to the racetrack.
They saw the dude die.
Yeah. Went to the racetrack with little Jay Agnew action. What's up, Jay Bird? What's good, boy? Damn. Then we went downtown. Went down to Harrisburg, bro. It was party time.
Really?
Yeah. That's where I chipped my tooth. Things got a little wild.
Oh, you didn't chip it at the track?
No, I chipped it afterwards. Yeah, it was ugly.
So now you're hung.
Not too pleased. Then me, Beezer, and Kylo went and smoked a blunt on the side of my parents' house.
I love how much weed gets smoked at your parents' house.
Yeah. And then the next day, my dad was like, I heard you come in at 4:30 and then you ran back down the steps and went out the front door. What the hell are you doing? I was like, I was going outside to smoke weed.
What do you say?
And he was like, well. he didn't know what to say. It was great.
I think my dad got stoned recently.
Hit him with a straight answer.
Hit
the geezers with an absolute.
Dad,
he was like,
dude.
what the hell were you doing out there? I was like, I was smoking a blunt on the side of the house, Phil. Well, you're 31.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, baby. It was great. Then I laid in my parents' backyard for a while by myself.
That must have been nice.
5 a.m. just laying there, looking at the stars.
Where's
dude.
the Bees and Kai?
Bees and Kylo went in, and then Beezer walked out and saw me like staring at a tree.
It was
I
like,
was like, "What the hell are you doing, dude?" I was like, "Just taking a look at the land, man."
fuck yeah.
And he was like, "You're just staring at one tree." I was like, "Shit." I had to go inside. It was bedtime then, man.
Yeah, I think my dad got stoned, man. Which is really weird. I got him on the CBDs, and then hooked him up with a little step up tincture, and he got text. He texted me about Saturday Night Live, about like the old.
Then you texted me about.
No,
this
was before that. This was
the McCuskers were texting Saturday Night Live.
No, I did text you. I did watch some of it last night. He texted me the one where they put the helmet on the dog, and it talks about like Trump being sick. It was like from a year and a half ago.
Yeah,
and he's just like, he just sends me this, and he's like, this is so funny. And I'm like, yeah, this is pretty funny. I remember this. And I'm like, this is tight. And he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, just chilling. He's like, yeah, I'm smoking a cigar. Your mom's in bed. Just me. I'm out here by myself. And I'm like, this dude never texts me.
Yeah.
This guy's fucking has to be high.
He's fucked up.
Has to be stoned.
And does he drink?
No. So he just starts texting me all this weird. He's like, yeah, pretty nice. I'm out here by myself smoking a cigar. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? I kept my phone.
Love bragging about smoking cigars, though. If you smoke a cigar, you have to have someone see it or tell someone.
True.
Otherwise, there's no point to smoking a cigar.
I saw a guy catching one at like 7:30 when I flew out in the morning. like a TSA worker just chomping a fucking like 6-inch cigar.
Unlit?
No, he was smoking,
smoking
it.
it.
Yeah, he's fucking had his mouth. I'm like, dude, you're about to start your day like this. You're gonna bother everybody around you.
Cigars suck, bro.
I don't like them.
I try. Every once in a while I try, especially at weddings. Usually I take a break, and it's like, oh, well, I'm going to have to be out here for 45 minutes to smoke this fucking thing. Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm drunk enough, it's like a 2-day. You're signing up for like shit breath for like 2 days.
Yeah, and I inhale.
Do you?
Yeah, I always do, dude. Come on, bro.
You're like the owner of the fucking
You know
Monster.
me.
You're like the owner of the Monstars, dude. Chomp down and inhale a
bro.
cigar.
Oh, man. So your dad got high. Saturday Night Live, that's because I think Michael Che's the head writer.
Really?
I think.
Well, now it's. I was
so
watching.
it's a little less woke.
They did the what the fuck did they do? They did it's like a Jeopardy, but like who can play the role of, and they were like naming different ethnicities and like white. It was
it Black Jeopardy?
It wasn't Black Jeopardy. It was just
it
it was
different
Keenan.
Jeopardy?
It was Keenan.
Yeah, it's Black Jeopardy.
Okay, so I guess the round was like who can you play
Yeah.
in a thing, and there's a white guy being like a racist, an overweight dad, and that's it. And they're like, correct, dude. It was pretty
Yeah.
funny, and they're
Black Jeopardy with Tom Hanks is art.
what
You
was
gotta
that
see
one?
it. Tom Hanks is like a white trash Trump supporter.
Really?
And they're like, do you vote? He's like, hell no. The whole game's rigged.
Hell yeah.
And they're like, God damn, man. It's starting to make
oh,
sense.
I saw that.
Yeah, everything. But in that same episode, they're like, Black Jeopardy is brought to you by Sprite. Sprite. How did we become the black drink? It's pretty great. Oh, man.
Yeah, it was fun, man. I was, again, just immersed, dude, in a whole other culture.
I got too fucked up on Friday. And then Saturday, mom's birthday party. Just
Your mammy's birthday party was Saturday?
almost nothing worse than being hungover at a family party.
Yeah.
Oh, I was getting judged by everybody.
What were they saying?
They're like, you look like shit. Like every single person was like, you look like shit.
Ugh,
You look horrible. I'm like, all right, great. It's good to be here.
that sucks.
Just slogging through this fucking party.
Sucks.
You just want to lay down. There's kids screaming.
Yeah, it's pretty horrible, dude. I've done that.
I haven't been that hungover in a while. That was a rough one. That was at 5 a.m.
You should like have some fucking respect,
I
dude.
was smoking a blunt at 5
Somebody
a.m.,
died, dude.
True. A guy got
She's
hit
like, I'm not even hungover, dude. I'm mourning.
I'm just mourning the guy who got smashed by a car.
Yeah, but you fucking assholes. You should have ran. You should have ran to your room like, fuck you guys. I
slammed the
fucking
door.
hate you guys. Someone died at the fucking dirt track, and you guys are here
Mom.
fucking around.
How
Oh, you can think about? Oh, you think about your birthday? Fuck that, dude.
Yeah, it was. That was wild, man. Everybody ran over to that part of the track where the crash was. You could just see smoke coming up. It was like, oh man. And then people were like, started walking away from the wreck, like crying and like,
No booze.
what do you mean?
Boo.
Oh no, nobody booed the. Maybe him now that he's a ghost. He was like, ooh,
Finally,
the racetrack is very spooky.
Dude, this is fucking.
It's
Sweet.
like got to be haunted over there.
How many bodies, dude?
There's got to be a ton
It's
of
got.
bodies.
It's what, one a year?
Yeah, probably.
Shit.
Yeah,
Jesus.
you got to come with me.
I do.
It's so, dude.
Well, I'm
there's
gonna wait a year
big-ass
now.
cornfield, like in the back behind
Of course.
it. The sun was like going down behind the cornfield. Like right when we walked
Are there
in,
any
I was
shortcuts?
Like, this is fucking sick.
Is there any shortcuts
it's not
like,
like
in Mario
Koopa
Kart?
Troopa.
It's not
Yeah.
like Mario Kart.
That's what
like,
that guy tried to take. He
He
tried to hit the he tried to hit the jump, and someone put a banana there.
Someone
and he
put
ended
an
up
old
crushing
man
a
in the
guy.
way, dude.
Yeah. Someone put a
Jesus
fake
Christ.
box.
Dude, what do you think about all the deaths right now? The shootings.
Oh man.
You think they're for real?
Oh yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, I think they're real.
You think so?
I think saying otherwise is not a good look for us.
Not at all.
Yeah.
It's just a lot. I want to know, when did this start, dude?
Shootings?
We've been had guns. I'm not turning this into an anti-takeaway gun argument, but
I think
we had guns, dude. So
I think
when?
I think in 04 an assault rifle ban got lifted in the United States.
Really?
I think.
And people started shooting.
And then
fire.
people started
Why were people?
stockpiling.
Wouldn't people have been like going in with like muskets and fucking lighting up the town? Like when did this start?
I believe it's pharmaceuticals.
I think so too.
I think without a doubt.
That's fucked.
Yeah.
Because it's like they're happening now. They're like one a week, one
These
a
are
week,
all
one a
kids
week.
they're all like dudes that were, 90s kids that were given Ritalin and shit their whole lives. It fucks your brain chemistry up.
Yeah.
Taking all those like antidepressants, anti-anxiety things.
Well, it was on the books making people, like a sliver of people, more suicidal.
Yeah.
So it's like and that's been established. So like you're saying, there's no link between like homicidality or whatever.
And what sucks about it is even having that discussion, people are like, you're making an excuse for white men.
White terrorism.
It's like, dude, we're not making an excuse for it. It's just let's figure out why. Unless you believe the answer is that white men are inherently evil, then in that case we can stop searching for a problem.
Well, there's people who are saying it's literally Trump. Trump has like emboldened there's like dormant shooters who are like, I need to go to the mall and light people up. But like Trump finally came and they were like, now I go.
Now it's time.
Yeah.
Well, that's what the Sandy Hook guy said. He said he loved The Apprentice. He was a big Trump guy even back then.
Sandy Hook.
Sandy Hook was like in his manifesto. He was like, The Apprentice fucking rules.
It's fucking hilarious. What about
that's not true.
What about the? Well, okay. I was like,
I was trying to prove that
I was like, I
shootings
didn't
were.
think he did.
They preceded Trump Daddy.
Yeah, that's true. For a second, I was like, I mean, I guess these guys probably write some wild shit.
Well, it's weird to. I bet Trump doesn't help.
Shooters?
I don't know.
Dude, I'm just trying to figure out like when do these dudes start doing like this? If this was just like an organic response to just like some sort of political ideology, it's weird. And that's what everyone says. They're like, oh, this is terrorism. He's not calling it terrorism, and it's like whatever. Yeah, sure, you can call it terrorism, but like, dude.
Yeah.
Is there a collective cause, and are all of these shooters citing a similar thing? I
think a lot of them
are being like.
I think a lot of them are like 4chan type.
Really?
Yeah. Christchurch and then this El Paso guy.
Both of them.
Those two.
Jeez.
They're fired up on some 4chan. They were on that on that Billy and Spud tip.
Well, being a conspiracy theorist now is recognized as being FBI like a terrorist gang. If you identify as like if you like start talking Q, they basically put a thing in. Basically, they're going to treat that like I'm like being like ISIS fucking rules.
Well, if people from Q and all that shit, or QAnon and like all that shit, are shooting up places, I think they should look into it.
Yeah, but
keep an eye on those fucking chat boards.
But if everyone in QAnon's like, dude, this is a clear fucking conspiracy. They're not telling anyone. The last thing they're doing is telling people to go shoot people up. They're like, they keep setting up mass shootings. So the last thing a hardcore conspiracy theorist QAnon is going to do is going to verify the government narrative that like crazed white supremacists are shooting people up.
Yeah, but I think crazed white supremacists are shooting people up.
You think there's lurkers who are on the Q thing who are just like, sorry guys, can't help it. I'm going in.
I don't know. I think those guys.
I mean, for sure, there's dudes who fucking are freaking out.
So wait, you think that these guys are?
No, I just
on there.
No, I just want to. No, there's definitely dudes, dude. Yeah, there's definitely dudes who are rolling up and fucking who've had enough.
Yeah,
and they're just being like, "Fuck it, dude." But my thing is there a difference between a dude? I guess not. If you're like if you love the internet that much, where you're like, I'm gonna light up a mall versus. See, I don't know. I don't know if it is the same thing. Of
what
ISIS
do you mean?
Versus ISIS. ISIS being
versus
like
ISIS?
Western civilization's at the end. Da, 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 da.
I mean, was Timothy McVeigh a terrorist?
I don't know. You gotta watch the thing. I didn't watch the documentary. I can't say, but yeah, he definitely blew up a building. But he told people to get out. I mean, that's different, dude. If you're gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna tell
but
people
use explosives to blow up a federal building, as a protest against the government. That's a terrorist act
for sure. But it's also like, if you're telling people, if you're like. Terrorism where, like, I'm going to kill everybody in my way, I don't give a fuck. That's one brand of terrorism. Being like, hey, guys, there's a little Robin Hood terrorism. Like, hey, guys, don't be in this building. I'm going to blow it the fuck up.
A little Robin Hood? You think McVeigh was more of a Robin Hood type?
If you tell people to get out, that's at least
he blew up a daycare.
Did he?
Yeah.
Who didn't tell him to get out?
Maybe the
like,
4-year-olds didn't get that memo.
He was like, hey, kids.
Yeah, he blew up a daycare.
So who did he tell to leave?
I don't know.
Okay. So he's a bad boy. I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
He blew up a fucking daycare.
Jeez.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, and these guys shooting this thing up, even if they're on, yeah, you got to look into it. I'm not saying fucking bug everybody that's on fucking looking up conspiracy theories because it's fun.
Yeah.
Because it is kind of fun.
It is fun.
It's kind of
interesting. Some of them are true. That's the other thing.
Some of them are, yeah, but the whole, you know what is weird? I will say this. Billy, this is fucking weird.
Yeah.
Billy called me. Well, I probably called him, but we were talking, and he was like, the tape of the Clintons is going to surface. Anytime something bad happens with the Clintons, there's a shooting before it. He told me that like 3 days ago.
Really?
Yeah. So that was a little like, oh, Billy's onto something here. But I don't think that has anything to do with it. I think there's a real fucking issue with dudes. I think it's pharmaceuticals again, and I think the reason it's mostly white guys is because they're usually the ones with access to, like, they're from suburban homes that they were taken to the doctor as a young kid because they had mental They were probably like dickheads in school,
Mm-hmm.
so they got loaded up with pills.
Yeah.
I think that's why it's a white guy issue.
True.
Because we're the only ones fucking injecting our kids with so much shit.
Not true now.
Not true now, exactly. That's why
they're pumping little.
That's why
black kids
years
full of
ago I prophesied
Sure.
that there would be some black shooters headed through the pipes.
shit. Yeah.
Although there were 3 black shooters in Harrisburg this
DC
weekend.
snipe. What?
No one's chatting about them.
Oh, that's
There were more. Yeah,
That was just kind of running and gunning.
that was just classic.
That's just running and gunning.
That's just a different type of shooter.
Yeah, don't even get me started on, dude, the different. Well, people do separate that. They're like, it's not an act of terror. This is an act of, and it's like, okay, well, it's pretty fucked up. Either way, I hear you, but
I was watching fucking CNN about it, and they were just like, "Will Donald Trump call it white terrorism?" And it's like, dude, shut up.
yeah,
Why are you
man.
guys making this Democrats, Republicans? Both sides. It's fucking nuts.
That's my problem.
They
I'm
always
like,
do that. They always do that.
Dude, that's and this is my beef. This is my little stake in the sand. Is like, why are we examining this through a political lens? We should be like, all right, we have people more and more who are freaking the fuck out to the point where they're just shooting at malls. And it's just, we're just like, shit. And like another one happens and it's like,
damn GOP.
dude, it's fucking crazy. Dude, think of it.
Damn it, my political enemies keep doing this.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking bizarre, man. That does like that's the thing that freaks me out about it. I'm like, this is your guys' point of this is your beef being like,
Yeah.
well, this is the fact that it's one thing that people are coming and shooting up the mall with like, I don't know. I mean, I guess some of them have a clear agenda. What was a DC sniper on?
I don't know.
Exactly. A lot of these dudes, to me at least, I don't dig in. I'm gonna start digging into these actually, but a lot of them to me are just like dudes fucking shooting stuff up. I don't get my hands on the.
That's kind of what the CNN thing was interesting because there was an author that wrote like a book about Columbine, and then a book about Parkland, and he was like on air. He was like, "These guys are just dipshits." He's like, "They're not writing political manifestos.
Yeah.
They're scribbling down gibberish and then shooting things up." There's no, while everyone was like, if these were Muslims, we'd be calling it terrorism. It's like, shut up. You don't need to make it racist now.
Yeah.
It's like, it's already a fucking horrific. I don't know. I mean, obviously there's truth to that, but
Sure.
shut up.
No, I can
Say
see
it
that.
once. Let's not spend a whole
I
episode
mean, they do
on
call
this.
McVeigh domestic terrorist.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Yeah, or that's the inverse logic, though, of being like, white guy shot people, obviously terrorism. Is like, well, you got to give it a second. Like, if a fucking Saudi Arabian dude shoots people, you give like, terrorist. And if you're like, actually, he wasn't, you're like, shit, sorry.
Yeah.
So, whatever. But either way, that was, to me, I'm like, dude, I need to know what, I would love to, like, follow the lineage of mass shooters.
Yeah.
Because it's like, dude, guns have been around. I would love to know if that happens in history where dudes just started like rolling around, where it's like boom, 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 boom. I guess every now and again, you get a sick dog who would go through like a Wild West town, have to be put down.
Yeah. You get like the bell tower guy in Texas. That was in like the 60s, 70s.
He went ham.
Yeah, he went a little wild.
Did he really?
Got up in the bell tower at the university.
Started sniping people.
Started wrecking people.
Okay, so what was his deal?
I think he got hit in the head a lot. He was I think he had PTSD.
Okay.
He was a wild boy.
Shit.
There's a lot of those.
Yeah.
So it's all. I mean, that's kind of the
there was
game.
two. There was two this weekend.
Yeah.
There's a lot. On my head,
Dayton, I think 42 people got killed this weekend.
Really?
Yeah, in both shootings.
Yeah, man. That's where I get a little like, I don't want to get watched by the fucking FBI, but I'm like, dude, there was 2 of these this weekend, and it's like, I mean, I'm gonna have to dig into it. I just want to know,
dude,
what's the central source.
This isn't like a false flag thing.
I don't think it's a false flag thing, but it's like, what's the central source? Like, is it centralized? Like, what is 4chan's ideology, and what about it would be like, I'm gonna shoot people? Are they? I mean, unless
well, all right.
like,
So you get it. It's just retarded people latching on to something. It's a lot like terrorism.
yeah.
It's like retarded guys latch on to Islam, and then they're like, "Oh, I need to do this."
Yeah, but a lot of the 4chan people are super like conspiracy
They're all joking
theorists.
and fucking around, and a lot of the conspiracy theorists and shit. But then guys are like, "Yeah, here's my manifesto. If I kill a bunch of people, they're gonna see it, and I'm gonna,
I'd have to go on. Yeah, I guess so. I'll have to put a pause on that because I don't know. I'm not going to say it's total conspiracy theory, but it's like, dude, look, man, they're making it so if you even think about something like that, you're all of a sudden shunned. That's what I don't like. To be like, there's going to be a built-in thing where people who question the operation of the government are terrorists. It's like, yeah, that's insane. I see that. I'm like, well, you can't just call it that because then it's like now it's free season to
Yeah, well, I think there's a glaring difference between questioning the operation of the government and these conspiracy theories that are like Obama had children in the White House. You know?
Yeah, for sure. Or like
I think that's where it gets a little...
Hillary Clinton cut off a mask and put it on. Well, that was, dude, I read an article about how now we're like, people are so afraid of getting like manipulated by the government, and now like we're up to like make our own narratives up with the internet, like all the different topics, and like the wheels are just coming off, dude, because we're just left now rather than having people trying to like at least herd us into like making purchases and like voting a certain way. Now the wheels are off. We're all in charge of it, and it's just like left to all of our own crazy nonsense. And it's like now it's like, dude, we live in a world right now where it's like people are like kind of being like Hillary Clinton definitely wears kids' faces, and then there's like the other side of that is that like
everyone, the Nazis KKK
are here, is uprising, and it's like, dude, this is fucking crazy.
Damn. Butterly sent me this video. It's so funny. It was like from the socialist meeting. Mm-hmm. This lady's on. She's complaining about something, but everybody that's like, this is a point of privilege here. I'm a little hard of hearing and I'm very hypersensitive. So everybody here, could you please stop with the chit chat? Okay. And then the Asian lady who's running the thing is like, okay, guys, could you be quiet? And this dude's like, point of privilege, point of personal privilege. Could you please stop using or gender specific pronouns? Please. The whole thing, they're all like snapping and waving their hands. Dude, it is nuts.
Yeah, and that's a whole...
That's the other side.
Weird little subculture.
That's the left side.
Where they're trying to get things to go. And dude, I watch that. That's a whole thing where like you have to have some sort of affliction or even perceived affliction through race in order for your words to mean anything. So like the meaning of what you say doesn't mean anything. Otherwise, how you present yourself. And like the more you could tap into a victim thing, people are like, well, that's right.
The way they were all raising their hands was by screaming point of personal privilege.
What's that?
I have no fucking idea what that was. And they're like, okay, comrade, go ahead. He's like, could you please stop using gender-specific pronouns, please?
Everyone's like, yes.
They all wave their hands and shit.
So this is this is my beef. My beef isn't to, be like, obviously, dude, I'm watching people so drown in propaganda that it just gets worse and worse. Yeah. Now there's like more and more shootings. But again, it's like, and this is where I'm tittering on the deep end. But it's like, do I think the United States, the mechanism it is, would ever stage a shooting? Do I think the people could do that? It's like, I mean, dude, they assassinated JFK. And like that's pretty well known that they did that. So it's like, I don't know, dude. It depends on how. But again, it's also like, I watch the politicians in the debates. I'm like, these are just dorks, dude. They're not that smart. Like to think that they're putting together like the. Yeah. But then again, if they've had hundreds of years to put it together, it's like, dude, it's like, who knows, dude? Who knows? But yeah.
I think these people, they're not. The government didn't set that up.
No, I don't. I think people are now really losing their minds and going off. But again, it's like maybe they throw one in. I don't know, dude. You know what I mean? Who the fuck knows?
I don't think. I think it's very.
You're not allowed to think that anymore. I'm not saying that's why you're
even
not.
If you were allowed, I think it's very safe to say that these.
For sure, it is. It's for sure safe to say.
Yeah,
definitely safe.
What would they have to gain by this? Taking people's guns away?
Yeah, it's like
I think they would come up with a new plan. They've tried school shooting and public shooting 238 times this year.
True,
and it still hasn't worked.
True, I guess people are going to
come up with something.
That would be kind of annoying if you're like, dude, I got a fucking awesome plan.
Like, bro, the public's going to be outraged. We're going to shoot 30 kindergartners. Don't tell anyone, but we're doing that. And then it goes off.
And people believe Alex Jones. You're like, fuck.
Yeah, everyone's like, they're not touching my guns. What the fuck? How the fuck are these people this evil? I mean, I knew I was evil.
That's got to be infuriating. Like, dude, please. The guy's like, please, I cannot stage another school shooting. Like, shut up.
Yeah.
The votes are at stake.
And the 9/11, the guys who, put together 9/11, they didn't need to do that. They could have just been like, yo, we're invading Iraq. Fuck yeah. Everyone would be like, hell yeah.
No, people were way against it. They were like, no fucking way. Invading Iraq? Yeah, people did not. They were trying to go over there forever, and everyone was like, no, we do not want to go. They were coming off the Vietnam War. So they did like Georgia.
No, we already did Desert Storm.
Oh, they did the Gulf War and all that shit. The Gulf
War. They already
War.
did that.
Yeah, but that didn't even do anything.
That was to defend Kuwait.
The sentiment around before 9/11 was like, no, you don't want to go to war. I think it was.
They just had Desert Storm. They were just there.
Well, that was like a fake victory.
Yeah, but no, to get there, everyone was like, USA.
Yeah.
So you're wrong about that.
I don't know, dude. I think it was.
I know you are.
There was polls that said it was like the United States was not about going over to Iraq.
Pre 9/11?
Yeah.
There were polls that were like, no.
I could have sworn they didn't want to. People didn't want to go over.
They were there like 7 years before that. I mean, maybe they didn't want to go back again.
Yeah, well,
they were just there.
I watched a thing. They said like the Gulf War was kind of like everyone was so against going to war after Vietnam. They did the Gulf War, and that was like a fake victory that got morale up again. People were like, yeah, dude, we are the fucking best. I watched a documentary. That's all I'm going off of. Again, could be wrong. I don't know.
Was it like a 9/11 was a conspiracy documentary?
Not at all. It was just talking about how terrorism came about in the Middle East, like how that like spread, and they were saying like there's a lot of people who were like, dude, we do not need to go over there. And then 9/11 happened, and pretty much unanimously everyone was like,
of course.
Yeah, let's fucking roll.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I know. You're right. They can just go do that.
Well, they could have done what they did to get into Iraq and just be like, hey, he's got weapons of mass destruction. We're going to go kill him.
Yeah, we're going to do that.
They wouldn't even need to tell us.
Yeah. That's the other thing, too.
They don't need to fake 9/11.
Worst comes to worst.
Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. But they sank Lusitania.
They didn't sink it. They knew about it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They sent it out, and they're like,
Well, it had arms on it.
Yeah.
So they were trying to sneak arms into England.
Yeah, disguised with a bunch of people.
Yeah.
So you're talking about a government body who's going to sacrifice civilian life for a political maneuver.
I don't think they knew the Lusitania was going to get hit. They tried to hide those weapons as like they were like, this is just a civilian transport.
Still, dude, imagine if you put like 10 kilos of coke in your mom's car and you're like, dude, I didn't know you were going to get pulled over. I just figured you could drive it for me.
Well,
my bad.
What if your friend needed 10 kilos of coke to fight the Germans?
Then dump me the pussy and be like, all right, we're in it. We're going to get in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was like, yeah. Then again, if you have like billions of dollars at stake, you're like,
yeah, we'll help you guys out. Just don't tell anyone.
Yeah,
we want you to win.
Dude, all I'm saying, like I said, all I'm saying is I don't know. I'm not pretending to be the source of like definitely this, definitely that. Now I'm watching it like, dude, like imagine from the time you were a little kid, the political narrative, what was going on. They're like, they want to lower taxes. They want to raise taxes. Now it's like into this thing where it's like, they're a fucking Nazi. You worship a satanic, cannibalistic cabal. And that's still like a bit of a fringe, but like, dude, that stuff's starting to bleed into like more and more people. And it's like, what the fuck?
I just watched that Showtime show on Roger Ailes on Fox News. Check it out. That's like where also all this shit
How
started.
Fox News started, you're saying?
Yeah, all this shit about how news is now just entertainment and you need to rile people up constantly to make it watchable. It's like that's where we're at. And it started in like 97 with like Fox News.
Yeah.
And shit's just been out of control.
Well, it's also with Q. The Q stuff is such an easy... Cause I think there are people who are smart enough in Washington, D.C. because they're pulling literal like internet metadata. So they're like, how do I reach... because they're like, geezers are dying. So you constantly need to like come up with new strategy to lock people into your party.
Yeah.
So like if they're doing if there's like think tanks being like, how are you going to get 20 to 30-year-old dudes to start back into the GOP? Like this, the dads were GOP people. We want to get like young white dudes back into the GOP.
I don't think that's hard.
I think they use Q to do that. I think Q,
Q's an inside job now.
For sure. Dude, all you need, I think all of this stuff is political propaganda. The two-party system is the enemy. That's my ultimate, that's my ultimate point. It always gets lost because whenever I navigate either side, I get lost in the fucking, whatever party I'm talking about. I'm looking at the two-party system is the Technotron from Ninja Turtles just walking around. So it's like, I think Q is the GOP being like, all right, we can get, like, they don't trust, like, young 23-year-olds. A lot of them don't trust the media. There's other polls that do say, like, 75% of people don't believe what they read in the media. Yeah. Or, like, at least don't trust it, even though every person I talk to is like, I read it in the newspaper, therefore it's true. But in order to do that, they're like, what if we put together a thing where, like, obviously we're political insiders with a lot of power, and obviously we kind of know what's going to be in the newspaper 2 weeks beforehand. So what if we, like, send little pictures out and convince them that, like, we're the inside track trying to save people. So you have, like, people saving people from Nazis, and you have, like, this inside coup.
Bro, if you believe that there's all-powerful things out there,
not all
every
powerful.
Single thing is going to be a conspiracy.
Not all powerful.
Yeah, but every single thing. Like, now Q is in on it?
Q is some form of conspiracy. Like, they've sent pictures of people months before a person got arrested. So I think there's people who know people in the media. And this isn't even a conspiracy. The real conspiracy is that it's like a fucking military coup who's about to arrest Hillary Clinton for like eating kids. This is talking about
no,
political.
I know what you're saying.
Political
the people pushing all that crazy shit have an
but they're
agenda
getting
themselves.
like pictures of people like prominent political figures getting on a private flight. So it's like, where are you getting those pictures from? So again, I think this could be a way to kind of steer voters in to just like come up with this wild, dude. That's a wild fucking thing that there's like a secret online person who's dropping breadcrumbs at people, and then like
it doesn't he gets stuff wrong constantly
sometimes, but like even to get those pictures.
I don't know about the pictures.
There's some, and again, you have to get into it, but it is a bit like you're saying. There's so many things, and it's a bit horoscopical that you can kind of like analyze it. But if you look into it, you will find people being like, well, this thing happened, and this was like 2 days before. So some of them line up a little. And like I said, not saying the person's right all the time. And if it was spot on every single time, it would get blown. The other party would be like, who the fuck is dishing out the goods, dude? This is too much. You would get fucked for espionage.
So you think he's getting it wrong on purpose sometimes to keep the heat off?
I don't know. This could be a team, dude, of literal people trying to steer people over just to get people to vote Republican.
Yeah, so
there's a lot of money. There's billions of dollars at stake. That's the other thing too.
Okay.
And these are like, dude, if you navigate any sort of like help system, phone system, any company, they're set up in a way that's like clearly run by sociopaths. So like they try to fuck you out of insurance. They'll try to fuck you out of like your life insurance. Like that's built into the business. So the political machine that's beholden to that business is somehow people like, I was hanging in a coffee shop and I want these boys. I was down there. It's like, I don't know. I just am like, I think it's somewhere between all of it. I think there's some people who are doing people pull little capers here and there. There's a bunch of people who are idiots and like shit just unfolds. But there are people I think who are like not successfully all the time, like people say. But there's stuff happening that I think is like totally kind of a scam. And I think Q is a way to get people to vote. It was a way to pull young voters back into the.
So you think the GOP backed Q?
Yes.
They were like, hey, how can we reach these kids? Let's create a conspiracy theory board.
Yes.
Okay.
It's possible. I think they looked at like internet metadata and like, well, they don't believe any of the shit in newspapers, but you know what they do believe? Conspiracy theories.
Which is funny because that's kind of what happened to like Alex Jones, where he was like a conspiracy theory guy, and then they were like, he's controlled by the CIA. You know?
Yeah, they say Trump talks to Alex Jones. Trump's been like, I'm a fan of the show, you're great.
He was, yeah.
And
I think they stopped talking.
I think he cut ties, yeah. I think he complimented him post Sandy Hook though. Like I want to say, I think he did. He was like,
he talked to him during the election.
Whatever, what you're doing is important.
He was talking to him like during the election, which was way after he claimed Sandy Hook was fake.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, but he could always be like, I didn't know. I knew the people of Sandy Hook, great people.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But it's funny that all these like conspiracy boards or like conspiracy people end up everyone.
I mean, dude,
everyone that reads it or listens to it is like, wait, you're a conspiracy.
Oh, they're all a shill. Alex Jones is a shill for the Zionists. That's like the ultimate within the conspiracy.
But now Q's a shill.
A lot of people, I think he was a shill. There was people calling this out way back when.
I know, it's just funny that no matter what, if you're a conspiracy theory person, if you write conspiracy theories,
what is the opposite though?
You're going to end up eventually being accused of being a conspiracy yourself.
For sure.
That's what's funny.
But what is the opposite? Being like, we live in an ordered society where like these are just people and they're setting it up and everything's operating within the bounds of a. Like there's
no, that's not the opposite. The opposite of Hillary Clinton cutting a 9-year-old's face off and wearing it isn't. Everything's working as exactly how it should.
No, but a lot of people though, so like, obviously, yeah, that sounds crazy. But if you even question a little bit of stuff, they just shut that down because they don't want to be allied with conspiracy theory whatsoever. So they're like, that's all ridiculous. That's my whole point. Where it's like, yeah, there's some wild shit in there. And if you're walking around like, crossing your fingers, like here it comes, it's like, dude, don't hold your breath.
Yeah, and also if you're a kid who's by yourself all the time, you're on a ton of fucking antidepressants or anti-anxiety things, and you're on a message board every night that's like the reptiles are taking over. You get an AR-15 and go to Walmart.
That's true.
It's wild.
Yeah, I mean there's a whole other subworld of that guy's life. What else is going on in that world? But it's also like, dude, when you're watching your YouTubes and all your political information's coming from like 1-second clips of the person owning the other person, you're just like, yes, they're right again. Yes, yes. And you're just watching this being like, fuck yeah, you will get pissed off. Some people get really pissed when they watch that. So
I don't think it's as conspiratorial as it is just totally profit driven. Like that's the algorithm. People keep watching it. So we
for sure.
Like I don't think it's as evil.
For sure. Netflix is questionable.
Yeah, but I bet the numbers is all they're after.
True.
So like maybe if it starts to fail, they'll stop putting liberal shit out. But until then, they're gonna keep doing it.
I think they're stopping. I think it's stopping a lot. I'm
think
telling
it's
you,
not working.
I was watching SNL and I was going, but then again, you get into and this is where the conspiracy stuff does get annoying because it's almost an endless thing of like, well, it doesn't even matter at this point. They're just purely trying to propagandize, and it's like, no, there's people who are trying to make money off of like a lot of the production.
Well, I remember when I was studying propaganda in school, and I was just like, oh, everything's propaganda. Like as soon as I heard about it, I was like, oh fuck, I didn't know that. Like literally every single thing is propaganda then?
Yeah, in terms
Which
of
it is.
advertising, but
Everything.
it's like where does the line? If it's like Nick Jr.'s was made to sell toys to little kids. Like the purpose of Nick Jr. is from an advertising think tank to get the whole purpose is it's called engage a nag.
Yeah,
which
they
makes
show
the
the
kid
little
nag,
kids,
yeah.
the little kid goes nags the mom.
Nags the mom. So like
Yeah.
that's where Nick Jr. is made. So it's like that's kind of sinister to turn a kid into like a weird little like mom. The mom
Yeah.
might not have enough money, and the kid's like, meh. The kid starts crying just because like it wants some dumb fucking Play-Doh, and it's like that's a kind of an evil thing to do. So it's like how evil does what can someone live with? If you were doing a business where like I'm gonna get kids to cry and have their parents like
Yeah.
that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I'm going to create a product so good that people cry to get it.
Or not even
Yes.
it's not even that good. It's like I'm gonna create a product and target it to a way in a 4-year-old the way like I'm gonna use experts in child psychology to craft a message that's so
Yeah.
undeniable to a kid that if it doesn't get it, it'll be such a little miserable dickhead that his parents will go fuck it and use their money and buy this thing to shut their kid up. That's an evil enterprise.
It's capitalism, baby. Woo!
I mean, that's one version of it. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
part of it.
Yeah.
That's fucking evil, dude.
Yeah, it's
so
no
it's
good.
like, and if you don't think that,
Bunch of those Nickelodeon guys are pedophiles.
I mean,
They got
obviously,
rounded up.
yeah, who did
They got rolled.
Did they really?
Yeah.
They got rolled up.
Saw a meme that was a bunch of the Nickelodeon guys, pedophiles.
I mean, yeah, that's true too.
Yeah.
If you choose to get
They were
in.
around all those hot kids on all that.
Yeah, imagine if I'm being
Like
child
Disney
stars.
kids. Child stars are fucking
If you're
hot.
a pedo around a child star, you must be like, oh my god,
Yeah.
dude. I watched the Michael Jackson movie, Jackson 5. That movie's fucking crazy, dude.
I don't know about it.
It's pretty tight. It just,
Wait, is that the old one?
the
Where
old
they
one.
get their ass
Yeah,
beat by
just
the dad and shit?
Joe Jackson, dude.
Yeah.
He beat. The funniest part of it
Hits
is
him with switches.
him beating his kid's ass, and even when they're like super successful, they're like someone. They had like a mansion in L.A. Someone left
Yeah.
a towel in the pool, and he comes home. He's like, "Where are the boys? Where are the boys?" And the lady's like, "Come on," or Catherine, whatever her name is, like, "Joe, relax." He's like, "This is between me and the boy." He just wanted to continue beating his kids,
Damn.
even when they were like a global sensation. He's like, "I got to beat these
There's
fucking
a towel
kids."
in the pool.
Dude, I looked him up. He looks like the Babadook in real life.
Really?
Yeah, he's
Oh,
a
I think-
scary looking
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
You
I've
see
seen
him now?
Yeah.
Scary looking dude.
They're all scary.
He
They're
was
all
and then
very scary.
Someone jumped Joe Jackson at one point.
What?
Someone he was coming out of a gig with the boys. Someone beat the fuck out of him, took all their equipment, dude. He was like, "Oh!"
Someone hit him with a switch.
Someone hit him with a switch.
Someone
beat his
came out of the switch.
Someone beat his fucking ass.
Damn.
But yeah, that's my problem is now it's set up to where like I'm in between just two total extremes, dude. And it's advantageous to like kind of like you can cater to either one of them that you
I'm
want.
out that game, baby.
I heard that.
I dabbled for a while into all this shit.
And catering to like
Just all the like, I don't know, all the politics, all the fucking Reddit and shit. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
what do you mean by that?
I just can't even be involved in politics.
for sure.
I can't.
It's
I don't know anything. I'm dumb. I'm out.
my thing is the people who are like purporting to study this stuff closely get so sucked up on one of the sides that it's just kind of like, all right, dude, like you're gonna sit here and tell me all the good news, like Ben Shapiro show. It's just like here's all the things that's sick to be a Republican about, and it's just like you're not at any point in your argument are you like, well, this is one kind of weird part.
Well, guess who his market is?
Who?
Republicans.
I
So
know.
he's going to go on and be like, hey, you guys are great. The other side's bad. That's what all these people are doing every single time. No matter what the network is.
I'm too much of an Apollonian, dude. It's my downfall.
Maybe, but sure. All of these are doing the same thing. Fox News, everybody.
For sure.
They're like, our side's good, other side's bad. If a shooting happens, our side's good.
Yeah.
Look at what the other side's. Even the Republicans are like, or Fox News is like, they're trying to take your guns
True.
anytime there's a shooting. Like, instead of, praying about it, they're making it political and trying to take your guns. Then the other side's like, Trump won't call it white terrorism. Trump's
Yeah.
a white terrorist.
Yeah, but meanwhile, China's setting up like a social credit system.
Meanwhile,
China's
got
probably
the
take
social
that
credit
on.
system. China's like, we're the media. Don't worry about the fucking two-party system. There's one party.
Dude.
If you're not on our party, you're getting your head fucking cut off.
Now you're giving me the heebie-jeebies, dude.
And we're controlling the entire world while the United States rips itself apart.
Tell me a People's Republic.
By its own doing. Its own doing. We're doing this to ourselves. There's I know that everybody's like Russia, all these other things. It's us.
Damn,
it's the United States
dude.
killing itself.
That's literally exactly what the article in the Atlantic said, that it turned into like the Atlantic. What the Atlantic does is like shreds. It'll like build up arguments to talk about stuff on the left for the most part. They like mix stuff in here and there. But this guy wrote an article and he's just shredding like Trump supporters and da. And then at like the last page is just him being like, and also like this applies to the left, and he'll sneak a whole thing and basically about that, how we're just now left to our own crazy devices to interpret just like all these mixed messages, and all you can do is either jump aboard to one of them and just live in a little vacuum, or you just become like you just have no fucking clue what's going on. That's where I live.
Tune out, baby.
I live in a world that's just like totally have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, I made a mistake of watching the news yesterday.
Damn.
Not doing that again. That shit sucked. It bothers me.
Yeah.
Because it's so fucking transparent. Whatever channel you're watching, it's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
could they not?
Yeah, could they just fucking
watch that Roger Ailes show on Showtime. It's wild.
About Fox News.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's them just being like, we're here to make an entertainment channel. Like this is entertainment.
It's like
News
it was just like
24
Vice
hours.
for like 45-year-old white dudes.
Exactly. It really was. It really was. And there's
Damn.
it's just to incite like we talked about before, when it's like it's just two political parties making their voting base angry enough to go vote. That's what our country is.
That's so fucking
over and over again on
dude.
both sides. They're just like, we got to vote, otherwise the communists are coming. We got to vote, otherwise,
dude. Otherwise, I'm gay.
The Nazis are coming. The Nazis versus communists. That's where we are in America.
I know.
Fucking retards.
Holy shit, man. It's bad. It's bad news. Yang, man. I think Yang will pull us out of it, dude.
I think the fucking Chinaman's coming. He's going to save us.
Yeah, well, it's funny. I watched some of the debates, and you watch Yang being like, he's like, oh, all these politicians are up here with like their pre-recorded stuff, and like I'm not like that at all. Like I didn't even wear a tie today, and all everyone talks about is I don't wear a tie, and like I promise I didn't even think about not wearing a tie, and like I'm just like way more chill than everyone. It's like, dude,
Yang is not chill.
Nah, bro.
I've been watching him too.
I mean, dude, I'll take a G. I'm strictly voting for him for selfish reasons. I'm trying to get a G out of Yang.
You're not going to be able to vote.
I don't care what happens.
You're going to have to write the Yang man in.
You think so?
He's not going to be on the ballot.
True. I gotta check. I gotta call my mom again and have her check what political party I'm in. Dude.
Yeah, dude.
I have never voted.
Yeah, I'm not going to vote.
My mom looked it up. She's like, "You're in the Green Party," and I was like, "I don't know."
The Green
I
Party?
think I'm in the Green Party. Yeah.
You can look it up. I don't think you can look
My
it up.
mom Googled it, dude. She got mad at me. I was like, Mom, I've never voted. I don't even.
You can Google people's political parties?
You can Google. Yeah, you can look up. I think you need your information.
I think I'm a Republican then.
You're a Repub?
I think I'm a Republican.
See, one time I was
I
walking.
think I was 16 or 18, I guess.
You're like,
when I renewed my license.
You're like, what?
It's like, what political party are you?
Were you? We were at the Harrisburg DOT.
Yeah.
And they were just like Republican. They gave you your license out. They're like, here you go.
Like, you're definitely a Republican, dude.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to vote. And you're gay if you do. That's our fuck. No, I mean, if you care about it, go vote. If you know what you're talking about and you think you're right.
Yeah.
But chances are you don't know shit and
Dude,
don't.
Did you get into like all this stuff about like well, this is going to be and I would love to know if this is not the case. But you hear about the stuff with Baltimore, how they have like, I mean, this was over the course of 10 years, but apparently it's like $2.3 billion. And they're like, where did it go, bro? And I don't know about Baltimore. Philly, where basically around here. Dude, they got the Obama Promise Zone. They got like, I think it was either hundreds of millions or $1 billion. They got a lot of money from the federal government. Dude, if you look around Mantua and West Philly, it's like, I mean, if someone gave someone $1 billion and was like, where is it, dude? Well, you don't have any like humongous buildings or
got
like
some new murals. Those are some expensive murals, dude.
Okay, you're talking
nice murals out here,
dude. Where did it go? That's a point where it's like, yeah, that's a real problem, dude.
Yeah,
because again, I've tasted people who work around government money.
You want to know how fucking propagandized my dad is?
What'd he do?
I was like, Phil, I got a show down in Baltimore Thursday. He's like, place is a shithole. And I'm like, are you saying that right now because Trump said it? He's like, Shane, let me tell you something.
Oh my God,
Baltimore is a dump. Okay. I'm like, yeah, I know. We agree. It is shitty. But would you say that you're bringing that up right now because Trump just said that? And he's like, Shane, I'm not nothing to do with that. It's got nothing to do with it. He will
that must have pissed him off so bad.
Never, ever admit It's so fun, dude. Trying to argue with my dad, he just instantly changes the subject. He's a good arguer
good
as
job,
far
yeah.
as it's very slippery. I'll be like, yes or no. Would you say, simple yes or no answer, would you say that you are saying Baltimore's a shithole because Trump just said that? Yes or no? Only yes or no. And he'd be
No.
like, Shane, let me tell you something. Like, he just will not answer.
He's basically a dude on the stage.
He's unbelievable.
Again, I asked you if you would support a 70% tax rate. Like, I'll tell you what, I think rich people
yeah.
need to pay money.
It's
and
like, no. Just answer the question yes or no.
Not happening.
Shane,
Dude.
what are you doing?
Calling
Smoking
someone. Oh, really? Is that his new thing now?
dope? Yeah, he caught me. I told him I smoked dope. So
Yeah, you told him you're smoking a blunt.
I told him I smoked a blunt. This was before that, though. So
Really?
this was, yeah.
We got to get the geezers on weed in this country. I really think the geezers need to be on weed in this country, dude. Just a little bit, dude. Remember the first time I got high and watched the news? I was like 19. And I like, I think my brother put the news on. I was stoned and I watched it and went like, whoa, this reminds me of the homeroom show. And I was like, oh, man, dude.
Channel 1?
Yeah, exactly, right?
Anderson Cooper, dude. He was on Channel 1.
Was he really?
He was a Channel 1 boy.
Coop was on the homeroom show?
Anderson Coop started on the homeroom show. Shit. Yeah, bro. Now
Yeah.
he's gay.
Yeah, for sure. Well,
No,
CIA turned up gay.
Yeah, CIA made it. They were like, how
Obviously,
can we
dude.
make you perfect? You're too white.
Obviously, yeah.
Say I'm gay?
Dye your hair gray. He's like, no.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's one of the.
Well, it's everybody's. It's like geezers watch the news like they're watching this, like a sports, a game. It's like, this is my team.
Sure.
I'm the home team.
True.
The away team's evil.
It's kind of nice though.
Yeah, it's funny. Dude, my dad would watch like State of the Unions like he was watching a football game. He would watch like Obama say shit and be like, you fucking liar. He'd be drinking and he'd be like, yeah, look at this asshole lying.
That's
Now
funny.
he watches Trump stuff and he's like, I'll tell you what, Shane. Not that bad. You know what I'm saying? He's not that bad. I think he's got the country's best interests in mind.
That's
I'm like,
so
Phil, this guy's
funny.
a fucking moron. I'm like, Donald Trump is a fucking psycho. Like, look, I don't care, but like, let's be adults about this.
Yeah,
Let's call it like what it is. Donald Trump is not a good person.
he's nuts.
Not that you need a good person to be a leader.
That's true.
Sometimes it
Genghis
helps.
Khan
Genghis was doing great for
kind
Mongo.
of do need a sociopath now that I think of it.
If you want to have a good empire,
As soon as you're not a sociopath and they're like, dude, you just bombed us. You're like, oh, fuck, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, my bad.
How many people died? Like 100. You're like, fuck. You're like, I quit.
Shit, we got to shut the military down.
Yeah, if you're just kind of like, well,
You need a retard running the country. You need an angry, powerful retard.
For sure.
Because that's what you're up against.
I know.
The whole world is led by angry retards.
True.
And if your country is weak, like the only way like Canada can afford to be gay with Trudeau is because we have a giant retard.
True.
Like our retard is so fucking powerful that neighboring countries
They can have
be
like a lesser, nicer retard.
Right, that's what Western Europe, that's what they have. They know the fucking sassy daddies. Like if someone touches them, we're going out.
That's if
But-
anyone touches any of those countries, we have to bomb them by default.
Yeah,
That's
why they
we
call,
got fucked. Europe, dude.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, England. We revolted halfway through. They're like, you know what, man? Fuck this. Whatever. We'll just control them some other way. And then all of a sudden, they're like, now if someone bombs England, America drops a nuke on them or something, we're like, England can be like, hey guys, you owe us one. And
I don't know. I bet if
someone bombed England, we'd have to.
I bet if something happened to some of these countries, Trump is vindictive enough to be like, remember when you called me fat?
Oh,
Remember when you guys were calling me fat?
remember the G20?
Not very funny now.
Say I'm the best.
Deleted.
Dude, imagine like saying the best.
You have to say I'm the best, and then we'll blow them up.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I mean, good Lord. Imagine if there was World War III and our FDR was fucking Trump. That'd be so embarrassing.
Jesus.
All the
Christ.
history books, just pictures of that guy, just like, we did it. We won. We're the best.
This is something I really do get into, and I wonder about if because when you follow any of these world issues full scale, the overpopulation is like a looming serious problem, and this is like Jones talks about breakaway civilization shit.
Yeah.
I do wonder if people are just like people who have lots and lots of money are like, dude, all these problems go away if we just kill like 5 billion people. So they could engage World War III, hit the bunks, live it out, and then just be like come out like have their ancestors come out into like totally blank slate. But I don't know if nuclear weapons. How's Hiroshima holding up?
No, I doubt great.
Like I wonder if they dropped a bomb on Hiroshima just to see like how long it takes for you to go
long?
back there and you can chill. Because that was pretty uncalled for. I mean, they were being bad boys, dude.
No,
for
that
sure.
was called for.
Bomb. The
Yeah,
double.
that was
Didn't they bomb another city too?
Nagasaki. They hit like a day later.
You think they did one and we're like, do it again? Do it
Well, they're
again.
like, we got another one. Fuck it. They need to get the point.
So people live in Nagasaki now, right?
Probably.
So 50 years. If you were to be like, look, we got places we can live. We're gonna start World War III. Let's
but they'll all be dead in 50 years. People that would control it. So maybe they're waiting for the medical technology.
Oh, the
to survive
transhumanism
that
and
long.
shit.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they're saying. What's his face was in the. Who's the fucking pedophile? Epstein. Apparently, that guy. This was the New York Times.
Oh, well, that's why they're taking the faces off those kids, and Hillary was wearing them and dancing.
Well, they said Epstein. Well, they're saying that Epstein was. It said, possibly, dude. Well, apparently they say Hillary Clinton like drinks like virgin's bloods.
She does face off.
But apparently they're real into. There's people in Silicon Valley that do the blood transfusion with young people. So I'd imagine top politicians get in a little bit of young blood, get a little young blood in your vein.
Blood. What's up,
I think
young
they get a
blood?
little young blood, dude. They said Epstein apparently was like he was gonna get out while he was out on bail. Whatever he was planning on impregnating like scores of women. That was like something
To
he
live
was gonna,
forever, dude.
to basically
To ensure a fucking
his like progeny.
Yeah.
So there are like billionaires who get into some weird fucking shit like that. So I could see them being like, we need to set the world up. Have you ever hung out with someone who was like super super rich?
Yeah.
They're not that chill.
The guy I know is pretty chill.
Or are they an entertainer?
No.
Okay. How rich you talking?
Very rich.
Okay, hundreds of mils?
Yeah.
Okay.
Goldman Sachs.
Okay.
Like on the board at Goldman Sachs.
Really?
Pure Illuminati, dude. Elite bull, though.
Does he have a bunker?
No. He might. He's got a house up in the Hamptons.
He's got a bill?
Yeah.
Does he got a Billy?
No, I don't think.
Okay.
In fact, definitely not.
I never met a billionaire either. Now
Never
that I
met
think
a
about it.
billionaire.
I'm trying to think. No, definitely not. Definitely not. I don't think I ever will. Don't think I'll ever see one, dude.
What do you think you're looking at, bro?
True.
What do you think you're staring at right
dude.
now, bro?
$1 billion baby, dude. Excuse me.
I got 4 fucking digits, bro.
$1 billion
My
baby.
bank account.
I don't know, dude. If Yang Man, if we get away from the weird personality stuff from presidents, I think we could have a shot at just being like, all right, we're gonna collect a bunch of tax money. You guys, if you want to smoke some weed or whatever weird shit you want to do that. Try to make sure no one comes and blows us up. We'll see.
I think we gotta wait till 2024. I think we're locked into the Trump zone.
Do you think Trump's gonna?
I think we're locked in until 2024.
Gabbard. People are liking Gabbard, dude.
I don't even know who that is.
Gabbard crushed Kamala Harris, basically being like, dude, you locked up 1,500 people for smoking weed, then you're laughing about smoking weed on the Breakfast Club, and everyone at the rally's like, ooh. Kind of crushed Kamala. It
That's
was like,
so good.
yeah, and it's all bullshit. It's like, she's like, I was a prosecutor. So, and then they're saying now the Russians gave Tulsi Gabbard all that information on Kamala Harris. And
well, if your political opponent nails you, you have also the trump card of just being like, yeah, that was the Russians.
Yeah,
they're
man.
colluding.
Dude,
It's a game, and these people aren't that smart, so that's all they have to say.
Dude, then Biden's people are like, why wasn't Charlemagne on the show? And like, why didn't anyone attack Biden? It's like, because he's fucking clearly senile, dude. Nobody thinks that guy's gonna win. Dude, there's videos of him with Anita Hill testimony where he's like grilling her bad.
Really?
Yeah, dude, he's like a
The
super.
Anita Hill thing.
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
dude. Oh,
Yeah.
young Biden's up there being like, slut, fuck you.
Yeah. He's like, so you were being a slut, right?
Not in those words, but he was pretty brutal. There's like a tape
Yeah.
of it. So it's like, dude, and anytime you see him up, I've watched like clips of him on the debates. He's clearly losing his mind.
Yeah.
Retarded. Like that guy's. They threw him in there on a wing and a prayer and being like, people know who this guy is. They're probably like, dude, don't talk.
It's gonna have to be Bernie, dude.
He said that I don't think
They're not
Bernie's
even gonna let Bernie do it.
He's not gonna win. He kissed
Yeah,
the ring.
it's gonna have to be Elizabeth Warren.
Dude,
Warren versus Trump Daddy.
Well, Gabbard's
Or
suing.
not Warren. No, yeah, it'll be Elizabeth Warren.
He's gonna crush her. Gabbard.
He's gonna crush any of these people.
Yeah, but Gabbard's this is Spud. This is a fair point. Fudd said Gabbard's like a hot young chick within her fertile years, kind of. And he was this is his point.
He said she was fertile.
He's talking in biological terms. He said a lot of old men don't like another man like being nasty to a. But then again, that wouldn't really make sense because then AOC gets kind of crushed pretty hard. No one really.
Yeah,
gives a
and
fuck.
everyone's pretty happy
All right,
about
so
it.
you can flatten that theory. Although fair theory, I like it. But yeah, man, I don't know. She's suing Google right now because she's like, dude, I'm like the number third. Somehow they got some sort of like research stuff and found out that she was being searched a lot, but yet not popping up in search results. Dude, if you Google like Yang compilation from the like compilation of Yang highlights from the debates,
Yeah, you have to find his like username and
nothing
search
comes up.
his
Dude.
uploaded videos.
He doesn't come up. Gabbard now is starting to come up a little bit, but she's suing Google for that.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Google's Yeah, man.
But I think Google's more or less just, I don't know. Dude, who knows? Again, look, my whole thing is that I can't take official stances on this because I'm Rick Moranis, dude. I'm lost in it. I'm in the swamp where I'm just like, dude, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
We shall see.
I'm more worried about stand-up.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way. No, that's nothing, dude. Honestly, that's the way to go.
I mean, I follow this stuff a little, but like,
I mean,
all these people suck ass, and whatever.
Dude, I mean,
not much I can do about it.
There's nothing you can't do. Did you ever call your congressman?
No.
Call your congressman, and someone answers. They're like, yeah, okay. It's not even them. They're just like,
yeah,
we're their assistant. What? Okay, cool. Thanks. Bye.
Stop letting people get guns. Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, sure. Thanks.
Do you have $1 billion? Do you have 100? Yeah. Are you offering $1 million? Because if so, then we'll listen to you.
Yeah.
But no, is this just a phone call? No.
Well, the only thing you can do is like get like 1 million people standing somewhere together, and then they're like, fuck, because that's the main thing. Like at any point, you could just, if 1 million people like fuck this, you could scale the White House and just totally kill everybody. But it's like, they're not gonna. No one's gonna do that because it's like, I don't want to be a terrorist.
I don't want to die.
I don't want to be a terrorist.
I'm not a terrorist guy.
Not fucking terrorists are fucking evil, dude.
Terrorists are gay.
Yeah, but it's like, dude, everyone. It's just, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna stop. It's not like people. I think it. I just talked about it for 2 hours. I think it's a spinning wheel, dude. To be like, and then if we did this, and we need to do this, and then we do this, it's like,
I agree,
right, dude. It's like,
I agree.
Yeah, true that.
I can't. Again, when we started, that's all I talked about was like gender politics, all this shit. I literally stopped doing that because it's fine. And now, of course, you going to school fucking brings you right back into it. And with stand-up, it was really fucking annoying because that's all that it was.
Still kind of. How is it now? People stop that?
I don't deal with it.
Yeah.
So it's good.
What about the people's material? Is it still like...
I'm starting to see a bit of a flip back to just whatever's funny.
Yeah, people trying to be
funny.
See
people making fun of liberals,
Really?
Yeah, but we were only seeing it at a local level of just pussies. Everybody here was just jockeying to be cool. Nobody here was trying to make a career out of stand-up.
I disagree. I think a lot of people were actually in their head thinking that they were, and that's how you do it.
Okay. Well,
I think
regardless, everybody
it's not very realistic, sure.
Yeah.
But I think, dude, if you were to tap those guys and like it's your time, they wouldn't be like, I can't. They'd be like, all right. Everyone, I think most people doing stand up are deluded in some sense, thinking like it's going to happen for me. All I have to do is continue. Like it's always hard for everybody.
It's rare to meet somebody in stand up that's like, no, I just do this for fun.
It's very rare.
It's rare. Everybody, like I remember the first like couple times I wrote a set, I wrote it like I was in a theater. That's like when I was writing stand up and I was like, pause for pause here for a giant applause break. Keep going. Then I got on stage and I was like, Orientals. Fuck, no one laughed.
Shit.
Yeah, but all that shit, all that social justice shit, I don't see it in New York at all.
Good.
Not really. I mean,
I don't know. I was up there
actually, definitely not.
I was up there doing
you run
mics.
into it in Brooklyn mics.
That's
and
what I'm saying.
Mics, you see it.
Yeah.
Once you're out of open mics and into just who's good, that shit's irrelevant.
Yeah, because
you're in open mics, you're jockeying to have somebody like you, somebody that runs the mic like you. Chances are it's a chick that runs the mic. Mm-hmm. So you get on stage, you're like, women are powerful. Huh? Was that good?
Yeah. Start calling you a friend of the room, and then all of a sudden you're like,
Now you date one of them, then she accuses you of something.
Yeah, dude. It's fucking wild.
That's the path of an open micer.
Yeah, man.
That's the typical life cycle.
Well, that's like that could be related to one of like, if you're on your quest, dude, that's like a Medusa head siren thing to get sucked into.
Local SJW?
Yeah, man. That's something easy. Turn you into stone. We're like, no, these are all my friends. And we all love each other.
Oh, no. Now I'm 35 and I still live here and I'm still doing that. Fuck.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, my girlfriend and I are in an open relationship. What's going on? This is weird. I don't like this. Yeah, I'm telling you, there was some quote. I forget who said it. They're like, culture is a intelligence test, and if you like fully abide by it, you fail. So if you're in a surrounding, you're like, yeah, this is perfect, and you're like, okay, well,
yeah,
you just tapped out mentally. Congratulations. But it's also that's kind of what you're supposed to do on some level.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Sorry, bro. I've been following all of the dude. That book, All Things Shining, is the best.
Really?
It takes you through the whole thought process of like Homer, the Greeks. I talked about all that.
Yeah.
Then they talk about how the Hebrews were like, all right, dude, you got to fucking there's 10 laws, 10 commandments. As long as you don't break these, you're cool no matter what. And then JC came through and was like, well,
you got to give money to the homeless.
Exactly. Well, his whole thing was like, if you want to
don't kill me.
If you want to fuck someone's wife and all you think about is fucking their wife, they're like, that's kind of fucked up.
That's bad. Don't.
They're like, no. As long as you don't fuck their wife. And then Jesus was basically being like, no. Don't forget about the law. It's all about how you feel inside. So that's what.
Yeah.
It was a start of postmodernism, dude. It opened up art. Now it's like, no, you can interpret it yourself. Like, you know what I mean? So now it's like that's spun off through thousands of years, and here we are, dude.
What's that called? In Catholicism, I was taught, like, if you even think a sin, you're doing it.
Yeah.
It's like, geez, what a horrible
intent. A sin
why
of
would you
intent
ever
or
even
something?
say that?
That was
like, obviously you think of the worst shit.
But that was the JC revolution, because it was like you had these guys who just held themselves on these rules and had everything structured. So it's like, all right, follow these rules, everything will stay exactly the same. And JC was just like, yeah, but you also can be kind of a nice guy. Like if I heal somebody's blind, whatever the story was, they're like, then they were basically like, well, you did that, but it was Sunday and you broke the law. And he was like, yeah, but this guy can like walk. I think that was like a symbolic parable. But he'd be like, yeah, but this guy can walk, and you're crying about what? It was Sunday, dude. Fuck you. And that's why they're like, all right, we're gonna kill this guy.
Right, cut this guy.
We're gonna kill this guy. Like, fuck this.
I wonder if while he was talking to a guy was like smiling and nodding, like, oh yeah. Just in his head, he's like, I'm gonna fucking kill this motherfucker.
I'm allowed to kill this guy.
We're gonna kill him.
Yeah, dude.
For sure.
Dude, that's but they walk through that and all the way to like then it got to the point where like Nietzsche stuff where it's like now it's like religion's dead and you have to fully come up with your own code, and now here we are and like people being like in charge of their own media. Like, I don't trust the media, and like I know what's going on. It's like you don't have any idea.
Yeah.
No one has any idea besides what's going on in their life, and they don't have any idea about that for the most part. So my thing's like, dude, just fucking wake up, go to work, try to be nice to everybody, and then just fucking relax. Try not to watch the news.
Yeah, try not to get in a political argument with your friends.
Yeah, dude, if you can help it.
That shit's useless.
It sucks.
Yeah.
So either way, but so that was like, but I'm a big solution head, dude. So in my head, it's like, what is the way out of this, dude?
There's gonna be a soundbite of you doing all the things that you are. You're like Alex Jones with that shit, where he's like, I'm a fighter, I'm a Texan. Well, I'm a man.
I'm a solution, dude. I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm Apollonian again, dude. But like,
You're very Apollonian.
I mean, it is what it is, dude. I'm an INFP. It's like 1% of the world. It's no big deal. But like, I mean, either way,
you're special.
1% of the
you believe you're special.
I have high arches. That's 1% of the population. Green eyes.
Very
1%
of the population.
Very rare. I mean, I'm not bragging, dude.
No, I don't think
very
you're bragging.
Rare.
I think it's a nice thing to believe. I didn't want to be. I think it's nice for humans to believe that they're special like that.
Well, statistically, I am, but I don't want to brag about it. High arches. That's a very low percentage. Green eyes, low percentage. INFP, even lower. But again, I'd rather be an everyman, dude. I'd rather be a common man.
That I think is your biggest dilemma.
What?
You just wish you were a fucking everyman, but instead you're just this unicorn.
I'm trying to dissolve into the fucking fabric of society, bro.
You wish you were a fucking donkey, but instead you're a fucking stallion. You're a unicorn, dude. You wish you were in the mud like a dirty mule.
Or I'm just a dirty mule with like my head. I'm like with like a head injury. I'm a unicorn.
I think it could be one of those. I read about 5 pages of Blood Meridian this week. That was pretty good.
Really?
Yeah, we're getting there. At this rate, I'll finish it in 2038.
Nah, you'll rip through.
I know.
It'll hook into you eventually. Actually, I refinished. I'm putting out a second edition of my book.
Nice.
Fixed all the typos.
Keep the typos in, bro.
No. Well, they'll be in first edition. Fixed all the typos. Made the font bigger, so a little easier on the eyes.
Nice. Yeah, that font was minuscule.
Well, I wanted to make it as cheap as possible for people, so I thought I was hooking people up by making it super cheap. Every other book on Amazon's $10. Yeah. I make literally 50 cents on every book. So I'm whatever. I've made $13 from Kindle royalties since I fucking did it. It's 3 years of my life. No big deal. Fucking
yes.
I don't even care about that. I like the people to read it and be like, that's awesome, which people have been saying, but I'm going through it and I'm like, dude, there are so many fucking I'm embarrassed. I'm like, this is horrible. So I fixed it, tweaked the ending too. I finally came through and was like,
second edition is a different ending now?
Slightly. It ends as similar. It ends the same for the most part, but there's a final climax of one of the people that I feel like I just like got to the end of it. It was like my 10th time writing it. And I'm like, this is just when it has to be. Finally figured it out. It came full circle. I was like, oh, I'm excited about that.
Nice.
And then, put it out. So I'm done with that.
Is done.
It's done, but someone's going to do cover art. So it's out now in the same cover.
Yeah.
So there's like a two.
Cover is so funny.
Dude, people made fun of me. It's a Google image cover. It's highly pixelated. Sorry about that. Fucking, I wasn't going to spend money on a cover artist. Now I have someone. I'm going to pay someone to do a little bit of cover art. Someone from the Reddit. So they're going to do cover art. So there'll be a second edition. It's fixed now, technically.
That's tight.
But the second edition cover will be out. So I'm excited. I'm going to start another book after that.
V tight.
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna start. This will help me too, because I'll take it away from my hallucinogenics book. I think is gonna cover a lot of the stuff.
Hallucinogenics book's gonna be great.
Psychedelics or squares, dude.
Can't
Beginner's
wait.
Guide to the Athenogenic Arts. That'll be fucking. I mean, that's a hit.
That's a fucking
Teaming
home
up
run.
with a psychiatrist.
guaranteed
Teaming up
home
with a psychologist, dude, from
Nice.
Canada. It's no big deal. Yeah.
From Canada.
Yeah, it's one of these. He's a dude I did the Patreon stuff with.
Are you manhooded out at all?
I might
Is there a mention of manhood in this book, or no?
Oh no, you don't need to rock a manhood. I recommend
Would
it.
a manhood help?
Yeah, for
With
sure.
a hallucinogenic voyage.
I think I personally feel a little more secure when I have a manhood on.
Okay.
So I don't see why it would hurt. So we'll see, dude. But I got my sleep tent set up. So
I've been inside.
Did you see my
inside the sleep
blackout
tent.
board?
You told me about the blackout board.
I custom cut a big blackout board, dude. It's literally it's pure darkness.
That's incredible.
I'm in there at nighttime. I was like actually really tired the one night, and Brittany was down with her friends, and I was like, all right, you guys do your thing. Brittany, come get me. I laid in this thing, dude. It's like when you hit pure darkness and you go to sleep, it feels like you're just like literally being separated out of your body. You're just like, oh my god, you just like you just pass out.
That's
dude.
so
It's
nice.
crazy. She came and woke me up, and I was like, oh. So yeah, man, I got the full sleep tent set up. Fully done the first book. I'm free from propaganda, dude. Fully independent.
Are you?
I think so, dude. I think so.
That's what everyone thinks. No one's free.
I mean,
on, bro.
at least I never recite a media thing as fact. I always say this is what I saw. Up to you. You have to take it in the way you don't. I don't ever take it. I try not to, at least.
Yeah.
Which is bad. We're careening towards something, dude. The fact that like you can't really trust the media, you can't say a bad thing about the government, but you also there's a bunch of weird conspiracies that make it like really dumb to do that. It's like we're in a bad spot. We're in a tough spot.
It's a weird spot for sure. You can definitely say bad things about this government.
That's true, but not about the day-to-day operations.
You can't.
Like you can say Trump's government is the most evil thing
Trump
in the
is
world.
Hitler.
But if you say the government set up a thing and then maybe fucking did some sort of undeedly thing.
Yeah, if you say the government did Sandy Hook.
If you said Trump did Sandy Hook, people would be like, fuck yeah.
Why did Bush knock down the towers?
I mean, dude, that
was
would
a
be
Jadakiss song.
I know. So, well, whatever, dude. It's no big deal. People are just trying to live their lives, man.
Yeah, watch that Fox News. You'll like it. I mean,
I would love it.
I mean, you already know this, but it's just the news is entertainment. See, like that's where I think you and I have I don't think it's as calculated and manipulated. Like it's clearly manipulated, but I don't think it's like this. Like I mean,
I don't think it's a global collective thing.
I think it's very easy. Like Roger Ailes at one point calls Dick Cheney because they were being while they were in the office, they were being dickheads, and Roger Ailes was like, "Do you want to invade Iraq? Because I can make that happen, or I can make that not happen. So you guys better start fucking treating us with some respect."
Yeah.
And he was like, "All right, we'll do whatever you say."
The Fox guy said that.
Yeah, Dick Cheney was like, "Yeah, we're going to invade Iraq, so let us." And Fox News was like, "Okay."
How'd they get this on the phone?
It's fake. It's not. It's.
Oh.
It's. I mean, it's
They're
an
fucking.
alleged.
They're fucking around.
It's an alleged phone call.
Yeah.
Roger Ailes was pissed at that administration. He was like, "Let me talk to fucking Dick Cheney right now." I mean, which makes sense. Roger Ailes controlled half the country. He controlled Fox News. He controlled the entire Republican base every day.
Yeah, and you're saying that's immune to being tweaked by business interests and political interests?
No, that's exactly what it is.
Okay.
But I don't think it's this like Illuminati, satanic fucking
No,
any of that. I think
for
it's
sure.
just clearly just like, hey, we need to make more money. Don't
Yeah.
fuck with us again. If you guys want to do something, I control what everyone thinks. So don't fuck with me.
So how does that not bleed into like Illuminati conspiracy land?
It's not Illuminati. It's just
Not the
businessmen.
Illuminati.
It's just
That's
dudes.
what the fucking people who believe in the Illuminati think the Illuminati is. You're
No, they
describing
think there's
what
some
the
sort of satanic cult with dudes in hoods and candles and
That's the
shit.
newest morph of it. The Illuminati is exactly what you just described.
And that's what I've called the Illuminati since we started talking about it.
I'm not saying
I've been like,
Shane, I
it's
would
just
never say you
CEOs.
don't believe in the Illuminati. I know you believe in the Illuminati.
It's just dudes that are the CEO. It's not some dastardly like, oh, the Rothschilds are. It's just like, here's the most rich people, and they're going to try to stay rich.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
It's not like they're like, oh, let's set up Sandy Hook.
Okay, but what do they do to stay, to keep $1 billion, and make sure people don't like fuck with your things that are keeping all the money come up? You have to do things. Like if you have tons, your hands in all
I don't think
kinds
we're
of.
going to disagree on anything.
If
but
you
go
have
ahead.
your hands in a bunch of foreign interests, and you're just like pulling in money here and there, and all of a sudden some guy uprises in that country, you call Fox and go like, "Yo, dude, I don't like this new leader here."
Sure.
Blah blah blah. If you can pull that off, which I think people can and
Yeah.
have, that is the stuff of the Illuminati. Now,
Exactly.
Now the new thing about like satanic corpse,
Does that mean they're doing
I don't-
school shootings and shooting up movie
and
theaters? I doubt it.
I doubt it too. I agree with that. But
Now, does that mean they're not doing coups in fucking Panama? Sure, they are doing that.
maybe they're funding like weird fringe political groups to like maybe be like agent provocateurs at other people's rallies. Like, yeah, I think they do that as well.
Sure.
So where does it stop? That's the thing. That's where I'm like, I don't know. I don't know where the line would be for someone who would go disrupt like the food in a third world country.
Yeah.
And is like totally cool with basically having slaves. Is going to be like, well, we're not going to fucking like, we're not going to kill kids. It's like, that's where I'm like, it's plausible, but it's also so hard to have a massive. The other where it stops is like to have a massive organization that's constantly shooting up malls and schools. That's impossible to pull off.
Yeah.
I think that's kind.
And like I said, I think they would have been like, all right, we got to come up with something different. 'Cause
Exactly.
The school shooting's not working.
People are
They
catching.
still are
Like,
keeping their
people are
guns.
onto us. People know we set this up.
Yeah.
I'm kind of nervous about this now.
Yeah.
So we've done 50 of them. Yeah, I mean that's a scary thing to think about. If there's people who could stay the course and be like, hold, they'll eventually fucking
Yeah,
break, dude.
just a few more shootings and they'll give us their guns. And then what?
Yeah. I mean, that would be the most epic I told you so, dude. If you're like, all right, fine, enough school shootings, here's our guns, and like social credit system, we're like, god damn it, fucking told you.
Yeah, that would. But again, I don't think it's like
Fox
that.
News just
I don't
blips
think it's
out
like
on your
we need to
TV.
take their guns so we can enslave them. It's
No,
like
I don't think so.
No, we're just trying to make the news entertaining.
Yeah.
So we're gonna stir up controversies and conspiracies nonstop so that people are watching and we can sell advertisement.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it is weird to even get like I don't care about guns. I don't really give a fuck about them. I think they're cool. I can't. Last time I had I was shooting a gun. I was walking down the parking lot. I dropped it accidentally, so I shouldn't have one. Like I definitely can't have one. It's like, I don't. Yeah, I went fucking shooting. I dropped a gun, dude. Whatever, it's no big deal. But the fucking I got made fun of. It sucked, dude. I felt like such a bitch,
that
dude.
does suck.
My
Where
fucking
were you?
girlfriend picked it up.
Oh,
She was like, "What are you doing with that? Let me hold it." I'm like, "No, fucking, I can hold it." I was like, "I can hold it. Shut up. I can
You
walk."
dropped it.
Dropped on the way out, dude. I wasn't even paying attention. Literally like a dog. My hand released, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I was holding a gun. So yeah, there's like
The government needs to take your guns away.
they for sure do. I
For
should.
sure.
Well, they literally did because I have a medical card. I'm not allowed to have a gun.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So like, if you have although it's constitutionally, I could make a case and go. There's like I talked to a gun store guy. When I was shooting, I was like, "What's the deal with that?" He was like, "Hey man, anyone's right to bear a gun. So like they'll sell you a gun, but you're technically not allowed to." Whatever. Some weird. And it was a loophole for the same base, really, to be like.
Yeah.
These people with weed can't have guns, can they? And they're like, we won't give them guns. And you go in a gun store and like, we won't take your constitutional right, dude. You can have a gun. It's like, what the fuck? But yeah, dude, it'd be like, we need more AR-15. We need people to have AR-15s as a bad. But dude, I'll get so. That's where I start to get propagandized. I'm like, why can't I have a fucking AR-15? And in my head, I'm like, oh, I don't need a gun.
Yeah.
I'm like, I like walk with my kitchen knives. I'm like, careful, careful.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It'd be cool to have an AR-15. It'd be fucking cool to have, but I wouldn't want it.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. But it's also, dude, imagine the fucking being the dudes who sell guns and you see school shootings and you're just like, we got to spin this, dude. That's the thing no one else talks about.
No, everyone's talking about the NRA.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you're like a hardcore conspiracy theorist, why would you think the NRA wasn't being like, I'm pretty sure fucking someone set these school shootings up? If you throw that out in the river, it's like that's a whole other part. They could fully be like, dude, you don't want this country taking your guns, dude. What are you, a fucking pussy? And you're like, yeah, dude, I'm not a pussy. I want guns because the fucking the sales skyrocket.
Yeah, I heard
everyone
that.
gets scared that like they're gonna take like, oh, this is the one, they're gonna take them, and the fucking gun sales.
I heard
So
that.
if you really want to get into conspiracy land, it's like,
I think the NRA is
that's
setting up
that's an
these
evil
school
one.
shootings.
I mean, they're too Christian. Apparently, they wouldn't. But
Or do you
dude,
think retards are shooting up schools?
retards are shooting up schools, and the NRA's like, yes,
yeah, jackpot.
yes. I don't know. Maybe they do sell enough guns, like the dictators and stuff. It's weird, dude. We live in
Where are we at?
We live in a fucked up world.
Where are we at?
143.34.
Ooh.
133,
I'm clocking
40,
out.
34. You done, bro?
I'm clocking out, bro.
What's got your goose, dude?
Nothing's got my goose.
I know it's pretty.
It's just shit I don't really.
What do you care about?
Jesus Christ.
Talk to me, dude. What do you care about?
Nothing. I just like the conspiracy stuff. I just like.
It's not a very.
Yeah.
Well, I think you can talk about conspiracy stuff. I'm talking about conspiracy stuff on a meta level.
Yeah, I was trying to talk about a guy getting smashed by a car.
Yeah, I talked about it. I was making fun of his death, dude.
Yeah.
You weren't having it.
Why? You can't make fun of this man's death.
What's the point of talking about a guy crashing at a mud track?
No,
if
of
you
course
can't
I
have a
made
good
fun
laugh?
of it. I said he went to Valhalla and I shotgunned a beer right
too.
after.
Me too.
Yeah.
But you're talking on the cast. I was all for talking about this guy dying.
Yeah.
Love it. But what happened?
Nothing. We talked about
Give me something, dude.
school shootings being set up, Q being run by the Republicans.
Possibly, dude.
Possibly.
Possibly. Why?
No,
why?
I'm not upset. This is all good.
I'm not upset either.
Yeah, this is all good. It's just been, it's long.
It is long. Love talking, dude.
I know. I know. I'm just, I'm a little gassed, bro. I told you that fucking Fiesta. It
I
was
hear
2
you.
days ago and it's still fucking
I hear you.
hitting me.
I want to know. I feel like I want to dig deeper into you, dude. I want to know.
I was talking to
I want to know what's going on with you, dude.
Bonnie McFarlane about our interaction grid. She and I have an interaction grid where
What'd you say?
where we argue, like we bully each other.
Where you trash each other.
Yeah, and I was like, we got to get out of this. We do this every time we see each other. Need to get out of this.
What'd you say?
She's fine. I mean, we laughed.
Yeah, dude. Why? I hope our fucking interaction doesn't devolve into fucking just the same old bullshit. That's what I try to not have it be. I try to have it not be that every week, but it's like
No, this was good. Everything was good.
I think it was fine. I mean, it's it's just a podcast.
Yeah.
But in my head, it's like I don't know. I mean, again, I try to read the news and I get like 4 minutes into it. I'm like, this sucks so
the
bad.
news is
But it's also, dude,
bad.
again, with like Bezos, he cheated on his wife and like, dude, literally the day after. And if you don't know, he owns the
He
fucking
sued
Washington Post.
Yeah.
The top story was like Trump basically the whole thing the reason that my affair came out, he like blamed it on Trump. And it's like, dude, I'm watching that. I'm like, all right, that's pretty fucking weird, dude. It's like you just got caught cheating, dude. Take it on
Yeah.
the chin. It's like it has nothing to do with Trump.
I guess I don't know how to explain it as far as like these conspiracies and things not being that difficult to just to be like, yeah, that's true. Like he controls the paper.
yeah,
He's going to do that.
for sure.
This isn't like, you know what I mean?
But how far will he go? That's the question, dude.
That's all
Where do a
speculation,
billionaire?
baby.
When does a billionaire go? Like, I mean, there's obviously some like Wayne Enterprises out there who are like, no.
Yeah.
Then someone obviously kills them.
Yeah,
Basically, the
billionaires will
Kennedys
do
are
wild
basically
shit.
the Kennedys were Wayne Enterprises.
Yeah, they got fucked up.
They got Wayne parent treatment.
They
dude.
got
Didn't another
knocked
Kennedy
around.
just die?
Probably.
Yeah, I think another Kennedy. Like
Didn't Ted Kennedy just die of brain cancer?
I think so. I think a girl.
Did he die
young,
yet?
I don't know.
Did
A young
Ted
girl. A
cancer?
young girl Kennedy just died. I saw it in the hospital the other day.
You sure Teddy Kennedy didn't just die?
I mean, it's a safe bet.
And they also just came out with that movie about him killing that lady.
Oh yeah, the
That's
hooker.
bad timing. Hold on.
Well, a girl.
Is Ted Kennedy fucking dead?
I don't know.
Yes, he has to be.
Yeah,
Was. Yeah.
a young Kennedy girl just died. They were like,
Oh,
ah,
God,
God.
I'm a retard. Ted
What?
Kennedy died in fucking 2009.
Okay, he's been dead. He's been dead.
What?
Dude, Google Kennedy death. I think a girl, like a granddaughter, just died.
No, wait a second.
A youngster.
That was just how long he was in office.
Oh.
Unless he died in office.
Wait, did they say he was
Yeah,
dead?
he died in 2009.
Like, dude, he's been
I'm a fucking retard.
He was dead between fucking 2009 and 2014.
He
dude.
died 10 years ago, and I'm like, is he going?
Dude.
Yeah, and then they released that movie about him fucking killing a whore
Yeah, that's a
in
bad.
Chappaquiddick.
That's a bad look, dude. Yeah, man. Sorazy Kennedy dead.
What happened to her?
The granddaughter of Robert Kennedy found dead at family compound. Oh boy.
What'd she do?
Suicide.
She suicided.
Wait.
What do you think about definitely?
Yeah, granddaughter of Robert Kennedy found dead. Apparently she had an attempt earlier and then I guess pulled it off.
What do you think about Epstein definitely going to be suicided here shortly?
What, the fact that they found him? Like, dude, first of all,
He's about to get suicided.
First of all, R.
so
Kelly's
hard.
missing, dude. What the fuck is
What?
going? What? R. Kelly's missing.
Kells is missing?
Kells is missing, dude. He Con Aired, and he got away.
What?
Yeah, dude. R. Kelly got away.
That reminds me. I do want to say this. I want to be on the record.
Sure.
Drake's going to be. He's on that R. Kelly tip.
You think so?
Drizzy Drake likes him young.
What?
He does. It's somewhat known already, but this is one of those things where I want to, you got to say something. Like, remember Louis, that whole thing?
Yeah.
And, like, we knew about that.
Yeah.
And we were just like, I don't know. Jersey Drake's into the young ones. He's going to get in the next 5 years.
Oh.
Unfortunately. Love me some Jersey Drake, dude.
Dude.
I drunk texted Birdman when I was fucked up.
He gave you the gossip?
Then he hit me what's up, homeboy, the next day. I haven't had the heart to reply.
So you're getting good info that he's fucking...
Birdman did not supply me with that info. It's just a separate story. Separate breaking
never
news.
accused the Birdman
Separate
of
on the ticker. Also on the ticker. drunk texted Birdman. He replied. I didn't reply because I'm ashamed.
What?
Yeah, bro.
Trump texted the Birdman?
No. I did.
I was like, what the fuck's going on?
Drunk texted.
Oh,
I got
gotcha,
hammered
gotcha,
and I was like, dude, let's see if Birdman will FaceTime us.
Oh, that's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Can't believe I fucking chipped a tooth, though.
You're calling for people to you're calling for people to take him down, dude.
Jersey Drake?
Yeah.
Nah, I love Drake.
Really?
Would hate to see him.
You would defend
I like
a
Drake.
pederast.
But
how young?
I don't think he's a pedophile. He just
like-
likes young girls.
Okay, how young? Again.
Post pedophile, like 17.
Ah, dude, that's called a pedophile, bro.
No, it's not. Like, it's not a pedophile. Pedophile's like pre-pubescent. Pedophile's
Okay.
yeah.
You got the guy with that itch. You don't think he's
think he's
maybe going to Thailand
I
and
think
being
he's
like,
Kells.
whoa, I didn't know.
I think he's on that Kells tip.
Kells went like 13, 12.
All right, well that's a little young.
Kells dated Aaliyah, bro.
Kells is a little young.
You're telling me Drake is fucking JoJo Siwa?
I think Drake is
JoJo
what?
Siwa is like
I don't
an
even know what
8-year-old
that is.
pop sensation.
I think Jersey Drake likes him young.
Youngsters.
Right around that.
So you're allowed to fucking 7? What's the point of 18? Why does everyone...
I just picked that
Does
number.
he think he like does his tour and like how
I think they had like screenshots of him
coming
like,
back to Texas again?
Yeah. A very specific date.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
it's just
Well, even
happens
like
to be that
Texas,
girl's
I think
birthday.
Texas 16 is
Texas
like
is young, dude.
yeah, Texas is like whatever.
I'm young down there. Speaking of, I'll be in Texas at the end of this month. Any 17-year-olds want to come out to my shows?
So, dude, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I have a good theory on Jersey Drake. He's getting brought down, bro.
You think so?
No doubt. That's gonna be a big one. It's gonna be a sad day, dude.
You think so?
I'm
I mean,
sad on that one.
if he goes a full R. Kelly route,
I think
you
he's
think
going
R.
Kells.
Kelly disappeared and talked to Drizzy? He
I think
vanished, dude. He vanished. R. Kelly evaded the authorities.
Kells is gonna be like, at the end of Star Wars when Luke sees those ghosts. Drake's gonna be at a concert and there's gonna be like a hologram Cosby, a hologram fucking Kells.
Jackson.
Louis will be jerking off as a
Sure.
ghost.
Jackson too.
Jackson will be in there just like, oh. Yeah, Drizzy's gonna. I don't know. Do you have any other pedophiles? You think?
I don't, dude. I don't. I
Do you have
mean,
anybody you'd like to allege?
no, man. I can't think of anyone that thinks a pedophile besides Drake. Now I'm pretty fucking sure about that. But
He has a song with, I don't know. He has like songs that people think are about. There's this chick named Georgia. I forget how fucking young she is.
well, he married a porn star. Or not married. He didn't he like.
He impregnated like a stripper or a porn star. Yeah,
There was
He
a
has
French
kid
porn
with her.
star. That was the one they made fun of him for. The Pusha T made fun of him for. So
So this chick's 22. She was born in '97, and Drake was like in like 16. So like 4 years ago, he was talking to her.
wait, what?
She's 22 now.
He was talking to her 4
She
years
just
ago?
turned 22. He was talking to her. Yeah, they had like a song together in 2016.
Dude, I think also too he came up in like child star stuff. So I think it's like you come up under a different world with that shit.
Yeah, he had.
It's like, dude, if you're a child star, you definitely have like 30-year-old ladies blowing you and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if you're a celebrity and a kid, that's celebrity mojo. Like a girl's not gonna not suck your dick because you're like 14. She's done it. She's gonna do it. So
Damn.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm definitely getting hit.
He's had some weird experiences.
for
Child
sure.
star. Yeah, you got to remember that.
Corey Fell, all those dudes.
He
man.
is coming off child star. And now all of a sudden he's like a hardcore rapper.
Which is
Post child. Yeah.
post child star.
Weird times. Drake's got to be going through a lot of weird. Yeah, you really don't think about how fucked up and weird that guy must be.
I mean, dude, it's got to be
Meanwhile, Kanye West is still the best.
killing it. Dude.
Kanye came up traditional as far as rappers are concerned.
Yeah.
Chicago, gangland, all that.
Yep.
Now he's retarded. He got
Yeah.
hit with the bug. He got bit bad.
Yeah, but the child star shit's out of this world. So
Yeah, if you're a child star, you're guaranteed.
you might have got head too young, dude.
That can happen if you get. That's like getting sexually assaulted as a youth, and that leads
Another
to
child
some
star
bad
getting
behavior.
head too young.
Yeah,
Leads to you doing collabs.
with
JoJo Siwa.
hot 17-year-olds.
Yeesh.
Yeah, and then he had like a diss track about her on the next CD.
Really?
He was like, "You could have been something. I could have made you. I could have molded you into something great." He never names who it is, but everyone's like, "That's who it's about for sure."
What?
Yeah, some hot ass British chick named Georgia, with a J.
He could have made Georgia great.
Could have made Georgia great again, but she decided to pick someone else
Who'd she go
instead
with?
of Drizzy Drake. I don't
Nelly?
know. Somebody that does the same thing as him. And
She
he
left
just
him for-
laughs. He just laughs at him. He's like, you guys aren't even close.
That's even close to me, dude.
Close to what I'm doing.
I fucked so many
I
17-year-olds.
fucked so many. I'm telling you, Drake's on that Arkells.
Ah, man, when he goes down, that'll be tough. Dude,
I'll be sad.
guess what his fucking produced? Guess what show he produced?
Yeah, Euphoria.
Euphoria, dude.
Yeah, he produced Euphoria.
Oh,
Yeah, man.
dude, you are rifling through
It's-
the. You are rifling through the air, dude.
Tip of the Drizzy spear right
Yeah,
now.
man.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, you didn't want to. Be,
When
you
I
didn't want
looked
this.
up who that, because I was listening to this song and I was like, who the fuck is this about? I looked it up and I was like, he must have wrote this song in 2016. She just turned 22. This
Sorry,
year.
I'm
I was
so
like,
happy. I'm like, what is going on with you? And you're like, well, Drake's a pedophile. That's what I'm dealing with.
I'll tell you
right
what's going on with me. No, I don't like talking about. I don't like talking about what I'm.
You're
doing.
not- you're
it
not
makes me
wrong.
feel gay.
Why?
I don't know.
You have to, man.
All right, so I just went home because August.
No,
is gonna
I'm
be-
not. I wasn't credit. I think
Liddy.
that's genuinely what was going on with you. That was.
Oh no, I just remembered I wanted to bring that up to the cast.
No, that's exactly
Wanted
it.
it on record that,
That's why I asked the question. It was
that the
ultimately.
cast was all over it.
It was ultimately fruitful. That's why I was like, "What are you thinking about right now?" I'm like, well, Drake's a pedophile. I'm like, there we go.
Yeah,
now we're
here's some
fucking
news.
talking.
Here's some news. No, just gay traveling. Got a lot of fucking gay traveling coming up. Now I got to fly. I was supposed to go. I got to leave for Phoenix the 8th, 9th, and 10th. I'll be in Phoenix, and then I was going to go to L.A. On the 11th, but now I have to fly back to New York on the 11th to film something, and then fly to L.A. So I got to go New York, Phoenix, New York, L.A.
That is tiring,
in like
dude.
4 days.
Yeah, and I used to be the biggest person to be like, dude, actors should get paid like $14 an hour. It's pretty easy. If you're crossing multiple time zones and doing all that shit, it
Yeah.
fucks you up, dude.
Yeah,
it
so that'll
really
be
fucks you up.
exhausting. And I was like, I'll just go home and rest a few days. I ended up blacking out.
Hilarious.
It's retarded. I was like, this will be a nice trip home. I'll just hang out. Went to the dirt track, blacked out,
Obviously,
balled out.
man, a guy died.
Guy
didn't
fucking
know
got
the choice.
smashed.
Fuck,
We were
man.
talking about like his day. How weird is that? That's how you like you just die. You know what I mean? Like that
Yeah.
guy had a normal day.
Yeah,
Guy went about. I wonder if there was a moment where he was just like, something's weird.
he felt
It's
off.
just, yeah, like you just feel like, oh, this is my last day on Earth. And you just keep like he probably like was complaining about coffee. You know,
Could be
just
that-
like this goddamn neighborhood's a piece of shit. Can't
Well, I
wait
was-
to see the race tonight.
People who believe in like ghosts and shit, one of the big thing is like when a ghost is near you, you get goosebumps. That's also
Yeah.
like what your central nervous system does when it's scared. Like you get your hair stand on edge when you're scared.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's like, yeah, it's.
I wonder, but then that guy just goes through his day, and then he's standing on the bed of a truck watching the sun go down over beautiful Mechanicsburg. Just a glorious night. And then that 43 car flips over.
I mean, dude,
You got 1 second to be like, car.
he couldn't
you're
move. That guy was
smashed.
frozen.
I mean, those
Plus,
things
his
are,
life
those
probably
things are
flashed before his
flying.
eyes too.
Yeah, his life flashed of just him standing at a dirt track every night. That was his life. Just like, whoo,
I mean,
every
dude,
day, every
it's
day.
still terrifying to think about. Like, if you die after you're dead and you're just like, oh fuck, I'm dead. It's got to be terrifying, dude.
What? If
Being
you die
if
after you're dead?
if you're really
Oh, if
alive
after you die,
you're
you're
dead,
just like,
if you don't just
uh-oh.
completely black out, if you're just like, whoa, and you're like, what the fuck's it? That would
If
be
you float up, you're
horrifying,
like,
dude.
Look at the stadium. you
whoa.
just fly away.
You're just trapped on Earth forever, just like, hey, guys.
I haunt Williams Grove now. That's a good place to haunt though. Name wise,
For sure.
spooky Williams Grove.
Yeah,
You'd be hanging out with a bunch of racers though. A bunch of dudes have been fucking killed there. That'd be a good place to ghost.
for sure.
To be a ghost, Williams Grove would be
kind of
sick.
crowded though, dude. That's like the mall of ghosts.
There's a lot of ghosts
You're
there,
like, I
but
don't
they're all
wanna
the
go to
exact same.
Williams-
They're all wearing jumpsuits. It's like, hey, took that turn a little too sharp, man.
Just watch people laugh, like, someone fucking died at the dirt
Yeah,
track.
like, hey,
Hey, have some respect.
Yeah, that guy just standing there. A car flips, flies right at you.
Yeah, I think about that a lot, about my death, dude.
And then me and Beezer are standing on the fence like, guy fucking died. We're like, hurry up and chug that.
That's because
we gotta go.
It's not sacred to you guys.
What's
That is not sacred to you guys. A man died at the dirt track, and you guys are fucking around.
I saw a little kid crying and hugging his mom, and I was like, "Ooh, this is sad. Sadder than I thought."
Yeah, dude.
I was reverent.
So his grandpa died.
I was reverent.
How was the bees? Was the bees on his best behavior? About the
None
death?
of us were really that. We weren't that reverent. As soon as we got out into the grass parking lot, we started getting fucked up.
Yeah, but imagine that, dude. There's people there.
And then we just went out. You know?
Oh, for sure.
What are you just like, whatever.
What are you gonna fucking
Didn't
go
affect
home?
us.
Candlelight
of
vigil.
course.
That's crazy.
It's just funny to just be like, oh fuck, a guy got smashed by a car. Anyway, let's go try to get some pussy. Like, you know?
Yeah, that's where we're at now. Literally. I mean, it's no fault. I'm the same way. I would be like, that's fucking hilarious. But to think about that, you're out, someone dies, you're just like, whoa, oh, whoa.
Holy fuck.
What else are we going to do? Oh, let's go somewhere else. I'm bored. This is beat, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck,
Yeah,
dude?
it was funny. The announcer had to come on and be like, and that is the end of the race.
He knew he died.
Everybody, we're going to have to get out of here due to the severity of the wreck. Oh. That's it. The race is over.
Dude, the
Good
driver killed an old man, too. Think about that.
Flipped.
If you're better, dude, imagine being like, fuck.
That guy was
You
probably
quit?
like, let's go to a fucking brew house. Let's go get fucked up. Fuck that guy.
Do you quit or do you, like, stay on the track? Like, I'd imagine you have to, like, just dirt track etiquette. You got to go, like address the person's family. You got to knock up and be like, hey, man, I'm the driver that took out your grandpa. I owe everybody. Like,
Took out your paw.
Took out your paw, your papaw.
Your paw was at the track, got hit with a car. I mean, again, though, 67, he was hanging out at the dirt track. That's how he wanted. That's exactly how he wanted to go.
I mean,
You'd have to imagine.
I could.
I kind of wouldn't mind going that way.
At 67,
If I'm just standing on the sidelines at like a Notre Dame game,
ball just takes you
70-year-old, you know, quarterback leads the wide out. Quarterback leads the wide out a little too far. I get fucking lit up and explode.
Yeah, and then like a bunch of kids just are like, oh, they just go get hammered at night.
Like, holy fuck! You see that guy get
He
fucking killed?
died, dude.
Holy fuck!
Yeah,
Some
man.
idiot died.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty nuts. It's gonna be fun. It'll be funny to watch people. Maybe it won't even be a big thing, but people our age hit like the age where like we're grappling with our own death. It's gonna be pretty funny to watch people.
Yeah.
To ironically be like, oh, I'm like dying right now. Oh my god.
Well, all that shit will start going out the window. All the
You
fucking
think so?
people that are, the irony, all the ironic, like hipster,
Once they
liberal,
start to die?
gay shit. No, once they have a fucking family, that shit gets cut out.
I don't think so, dude. I've seen people talk about like dadding and momming and like adulting while with kids, and it's like
They're gonna have to dying.
Yeah.
They're gonna have a tough time dying.
This is the worst part of adulting.
Oh man,
dude.
hashtag fucking dying right now. I can't believe I'm dying. Dying's gay.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I don't know. Cancer's nice. If you want to get like a nice run on social media to make a comeback, that's a fucking heavy stream of likes.
Oh, I still haven't dipped.
What?
Still haven't dipped.
Nice.
Have not thrown in a dip.
That's fucking sick.
It's
How's
tough.
Facebook,
It
dude?
Sucks, dude.
What's Facebook like now?
It's gay.
Sorry,
Facebook's
go
nuts.
ahead. So you're off.
Not
yeah.
dipping sucks, dude. I'm trying to dip. Like I
Really?
literally like woke up this morning in the shower and I was like, I can't wait to throw it. Oh fuck, I can't dip.
You think it'll be,
Like, I literally
think it'll be
think
there for the
about
rest
it
of your
like
life
that.
like that?
I don't think because I'll start dipping again.
Really?
If that persists, if
Well,
every
they
day
talk
if
about-
every day I wake up and I'm like, damn, I wish I could dip.
True.
I'll probably just dip.
Yeah, they talk about that. How like the methods of sobriety that are just guys like don't get high, don't get high, don't get high. They're like ultimately they're like, dude,
You're gonna get high.
guess what, bro?
The gum helps. I got the gum.
Good.
And plus, I spent enough money on it. I'm not gonna fuck it up.
Well, can't you get
That's another
like?
thing that helps.
Isn't there
This fucking box of gum was $80.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
You gotta at least use that up. Can't they get like kind of like nicotine? I don't understand
I
how.
can
Like,
get a Juul. I can do a lot of shit.
can you get cleaner nicotine that doesn't give you cancer? Yo, you
It's
should
not- I
start.
don't think it's the nicotine.
So what
I
is
think
it?
it's all the chemicals in the. I mean, I'm sure nicotine gives you tobacco or cancer. I mean, but
Yeah,
I
that's
think
true.
all the fucking rat shit.
But I'm
chemicals.
saying, like, dude, they smoke. There's like the other types of nicotine. They like the shaman smoke, whatever. It's like a different strain of it or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, that's like people have been smoking that forever. So it's like, why can you get your hands on some like cleaner nicotine and
Yeah, I
chew it?
could.
Some cleaner tobacco.
That's what this is. This is nicotine.
or cleaner tobacco.
There are like different types of dip
Yeah.
that are like there's like a nicotine like tobacco-free dip type thing. I mean, that's what this gum is. You chew it and put it in your lip.
Yes, why don't you just take the nick? You like the juice of like sucking and spitting and all
I
that
love
stuff.
sucking juice out.
I love sucking and spitting, dude.
I love sucking and spitting. Makes me feel good. Yeah, I don't know. I got addicted to it, so I like it.
But the ritual, you like the ritual.
Well,
of it.
yeah, you love. I mean, that's what fucking addiction is. Where it's like, it's not like this fucking like, oh, I gotta fucking have it
For sure.
have it.
Yeah,
It's
for
just
sure.
Like, damn, I should throw in a dip.
Yeah.
Like it's that.
Exactly.
It's not like a heroin thing where you're like, I'm gonna be sick without it.
Yeah, your body craves nicotine, but you want.
The way when you think about like addiction and shit, you think like you gotta have it, but a craving is literally just like, come on, man. Like
Well,
that. It's funny.
I need to have I've learned this. I need THC in my system. So I was like, I don't care how it gets in there. I need it in there.
What?
Oh yeah, it's like not all day every day.
Yeah.
I've oscillated between this since I was like 17. I like got THC in my system. I'm like, this is nice.
Yeah.
And then I would like go off of it for a while, and then as soon as it goes back in, but then I'll load myself up. Last week I had too much in my system, and I feel that, and I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, time to slow down. I give it like dry out for a week, and then I start getting like, I could just go a whole month without smoking weed at all, but I just become so miserable that I'm like,
getting there with booze. I gotta fucking chill with booze.
Yeah.
It's like
dry it out.
it's getting pretty ridiculous.
Well, it's you're hitting the point where there's a lot of people I know who just never turn back, and they go, fuck it, dude.
I went through phases in my life where I like didn't really drink. Like there were
How
times
long?
for like pretty much like for years I would like not really drink.
Gotcha.
Like I would drink a little, I would get fucked up, but not like
Yeah.
I would never drink like 3 days. Like
Sure.
but now it's like
Now it's nothing.
now it's like if I take 2 or 3 days off, I'm like, nice.
Damn.
Yeah, man.
You're drinking like I did in college.
I'm drinking like I did.
I was
in
like,
college.
yeah.
Yeah,
I was like
drinking
5.
again.
I was like 5-6 nights a week in college, getting like, and I was getting hammered, dude.
Yeah, it's hard not to.
With last night, I didn't drink for like almost a month before last night,
Yeah.
and even still, I couldn't get. I was fucking slamming wine, couldn't get drunk.
Ah, that's the worst. Like when you're drinking, you're like, I'm not even getting drunk, and then like
yeah.
3 hours later, you're like, oh, fuck, I'm blacked out.
Yeah, 4 hours later, you can't move your face, and you're like, ugh. Your girlfriend's like, "Are you fucking high?" And you're like, "Barely."
Yeah.
This is weird for me.
Friday night, I got fucked up.
Really?
Yeah. So I took off Saturday. Obviously, I'm taking off right now. So there's a good 2 days.
How did what?
Monday, I'm not going to drink. I got to go.
What
to
if you were to not just drink for like a month? It would be difficult.
It would be difficult.
Yeah.
I like to drink 1 or 2 for a show.
You think you feel a little sick if you didn't drink for like a month?
No.
Really?
No, it's not like that.
I know guys that have the shakes.
No, I just didn't drink for 48 hours.
I'm not saying you're an alcoholic. I'm just saying I know dudes. I've met dudes who are like.
I was getting hit with a lot of that.
Really?
Like, I'm concerned about you. I'm like, shut up.
Yeah.
I'm fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you could. I don't. I feel like you could not drink if you didn't want to.
Yeah. What's that look?
Shot you double
What's
eyebrows.
that fucking look?
Yeah, we'll see. I say this about
We'll
myself.
see.
I've been trying to forever only use weed or like edibles like once or twice a month. That's it. No, like just use it like that. Man, is it hard. But I'm getting better at it because it devolves into me being like, I'll try it. And then I'm like, whoa, this is the best. I forgot why I don't do this all the time. Then I'm like kind of trying to like sneakily be high all day and like sit in vape pens. The next thing I know, I'm like not functioning well. And I'm like, all right, back to the basics. But I know that if it's out of my system for a while, I start getting I get serious. So it happens to me. I start becoming like kind of serious. I freak myself out, and I'm just like, not even like. I mean, I'm semi-serious, but like I'll get like, I can only describe it as like my mentality when I was 19, when I was real into business. If weed starts like totally leaving my system,
You just go full
I
business.
get into that. I get into like a whole different persona almost. It's real weird and
Really?
scary. Yeah, I feel it coming on.
So this is just a weed persona?
Not,
And the real you is just a strict businessman?
I think so, dude.
Wow.
But not even though. No, the
so
real.
you're like a weed persona.
No, it's really like it's like a what are those little like film things you look into and flip
Yeah.
it? It's just like a deluded person who thinks
What are
he's a
those
business. Gyroscope, some kind
Something
of. It's not a kaleidoscope. It's some kind of scope. You go in this, and you click the thing, and it looks to a different filter.
Yeah.
So it's like diluted businessman. I'm like switch, and it's just like whatever I do now. It's like,
Shaman,
yeah.
philosopher,
switch. But yeah, the
maybe retarded philosopher.
Yeah,
Not sure. Yeah, the booze thing though, it's good. Like all these shows coming up. That's what fun. And then I'll be in LA for fucking 10 days. That'll
hard
be
not to party.
time.
It's hard not to party.
Yeah, I do some shows. I've got some shows at the store lined up. That'll be fucking sick.
Yeah,
I'm excited about that.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
That will be fun. My thing with it is that like partying per se, like to go out with strangers and like I'm gonna get hammered. Because you go out with a bunch you're out with your friends usually, and you're out.
Yeah.
For me to be like, I need to go out this weekend and like hit a club and meet strangers and get drunk. That's
Never.
where I like don't want to. I legitimately don't want to do that.
Never.
I was looking forward to going at a wedding. I'm like, I'm
Weddings are fun.
gonna get hammered. I'm gonna try to get hammered, even though it didn't work. But
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I am Alex Jones, dude. Like, had like 6 glasses of wine, dude. Didn't do anything.
Sorry.
But the lady at one point, kind of like the bartender. I was like the only one left going like doing the old Oregon Trail back and forth to the bar.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's like it was like I don't know how many, but like at a certain point, just my last couple glasses of it, the lady was just kind of like she was filling them all the way to the brim. Like, all right, dude, leave me the fuck alone. I kept coming back like it's not enough, dude.
I would get 2. I would go and get 2. I'd be like, can I get 2 whiskey and gingers?
Yeah, that's a smart.
Just keep getting 2 and going back. But then it's another thing. You get older and it's like it's really not that cool. You're getting hammered.
No.
When you were younger, it was like sick, dude. Now it's like, yo, you're laying in your parents' backyard on a Friday night.
Yeah. Yeah, that's tough. But then again, it's like
it was nice. Laying in my parents' backyard was really nice.
Or
seeing the stars? I hadn't seen the fucking stars.
That's really nice.
So long,
dude.
I forgot.
I was taking in the southern sky.
It's crazy.
It's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I was looking at the southern clouds and shit, and I was like, wow, it looks fucking nice down there. It was awesome.
Alabama's nice.
But yeah, the alternative, and this is what I think bums people out who are sober. It's like the alternative of not being high is being sober, and then you're like at McDonald's with like 9 people you're kind of not friends with because you all got to be sober, and you're like drinking coffee. Like, this is fun. This is good. But again,
I'm not going to be sober.
It all goes out the window. Yeah,
I'm never going to be sober.
Of course not. You don't
unless this thing does actually get out of hand and I have to, which would be gay. I'm not going to be sober.
Oh man.
But
I hope it doesn't.
I don't think it will.
It wouldn't. I was laughing
everyone would tell me
what that would entail.
Me being out of control.
I laughed. I briefly laughed to myself.
I've done it. It's not good.
Yeah, exactly. It's just
I've done it. I've drank like a case, just about a case a day.
Yeah.
Or every other day, and it just results in me being 320 pounds and laying around.
Pretty
inside and very sad.
Well, you lose. I told you this before. You don't get REM sleep. So if you're drinking constantly all the time, you're just not.
I also was thinking about that, like the damage I must have just done to my brain on Friday. Must be crazy.
From not sleeping?
Also, last week I pissed myself.
Happens.
So,
I told you that was
these
more...
are 2 like powerful fucking nights of like hard damage to my body.
How many drinks do you think you would consume in a night, in one of these nights?
I can't.
Hit me with a
I have
number.
No idea.
20?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Take a fucking break, dude.
Probably, yeah.
Take a fucking break.
Nah, dude.
I had like 6 glasses of wine. I was dancing with someone's grandma last night, dude.
Well, I had
take a break.
These are hours of drinking. This is from...
See...
We got to the racetrack at 8. I went to bed at 5 a.m.
Jesus, dude. See, that's for me. I smoke weed intentionally while I drink. Otherwise, I do the same thing, and I'll just keep drinking and drinking until I see double. And then, like, someone carts me off, or I'm just kind of like... Yeah. I smoke weed while I'm drinking. To knock
yourself out?
Because it makes me tired. It kind of levels me, and it's just like... then I'll just like fall into a stupor. I'm like, whoa, dude, God's a fucking pimp, dude. I can't believe God's a pimp. Evil, dude. I don't need any more of this. And I'm like, I gotta dance with her grandma. I'll feel so bad if I don't do it.
Yeah, this is like, I don't know. Let's see how Phoenix goes. Let's give Phoenix a run.
No pressure. I mean, you can only quit so many things. That's my dad's famous saying. You have You have to abuse something.
Yeah,
that's his.
Oh,
that's
I'm
his
gonna
credo.
definitely drink, but if I can keep it in not blacked out, that's a win.
Fair.
I just have a couple beers. We're good.
Fair.
But now it's getting to the point where I'll go to a show and the Bulls will show up.
Dogs come out.
Let's do a shot. Let's get crazy.
Yeah, man.
All right.
What?
All right, I'll do it.
Do a shot. Oh, yeah,
I'll do one.
I'll do a shot with you guys.
I'll do it fucking
You see me, bro. I'm half Native American. As soon as the firewater hits my lips, dude, I'm fucking gone.
You don't handle it that well.
As soon as the firewater hits my lips,
you
dude,
handle booze
gone, dude.
weak.
Yeah,
but you usually have fun.
You're
usually having fun. It's never.
I'm a good time, dude.
Bad.
I'm an
You're
old,
a real good time, Charlie.
I'm an old good time. When someone puts some fucking liquor in me, I'm fucking cracking wise.
You and me have to drink together.
I know.
We haven't drank. We haven't done anything in a while.
We do. We have to raise a goblet, dude.
I know. I wish you could have come see that guy get killed with me.
Fortunately, I was studying a fucking interracial wedding with heavy Christian dynamics going on. It was. Yeah, I could have seen a guy die, but instead I got to watch.
Seeing a guy die is sick.
Well, I got to watch all the stuff I'm reading about with like different belief systems kind of moving on one thing, and I was like, dude, this is fun. This shit is crazy.
When the crash happened, like it was on the other side of the track, and like everyone ran to it.
Of course.
And like while everyone was running to it, I was like, this is weird. We're all running to see it.
wanna
And then
see it.
once people started turning around the other way, I was like, ooh, this must be bad.
Oh.
Yeah. Everyone thought it was just a regular wreck.
Yeah,
Like
dude.
running over like, oh, what happened? Whoa.
I mean, dude, are they hoping on some level that doesn't happen?
What?
Going to the racetrack.
You're hoping to see a wreck. You're not hoping to see a guy get fucking
fatal wreck.
splattered by a fucking car.
Oh, God.
67-year-old get fucking, oof.
I mean, people used to pack in arenas to watch people cut each other's heads off, dude.
Sure.
You
I mean,
don't
that's in there.
You don't think we want to see a fucking little splatty splat?
I was bragging about it.
What?
I was telling people. I was like, God damn, I saw another guy die. No, I didn't see this one. And I didn't even go to the first one. The one the guy died at was, yeah. I haven't seen these fatalities. But I'm there. I'm always there, dude. I'm like
You're like the
angel
fucking
of
dude
death,
in the
dude.
Bone Thugs video, dude.
I am.
You should start wearing a black leather duster and going over there.
Just poking dudes on the forehead. What the fuck? Get your hands off me, you fucking weirdo. Dude, that's another thing. We got there. I was like, holy shit. Like, every once in a while, like, when I'm doing stand-up, I'm like, I'm not even a fucking hick. This is all a fucking gimmick. I'm a fraud. And then I go home, and I'm like, holy shit, I was not lying.
Yeah.
Dude, Williams Grove is like, the level of white trash there is insane, dude.
I mean, dude, you just told me a guy died in the back of a pickup truck from a dirt car. I mean, I don't think anyone's questioning that, dude.
It's like dudes at flannel cutoffs, fucking
It's Larry the Cable Guys.
several Larry the Cable guys, Larry the Cable men, dude, everywhere. There's so many of them.
Larry the Cable Gang, dude.
Dude, there's a ton of them. It was crazy.
That's the yeah, man. Imagine.
And then they all
growing
have that white trash like bone structure and like fate. They're all like ratty looking weirdos.
And that's the. I was watching a thing the other day. They're talking about the. There's like the left way and the right way, and there's a lot of people who just like where they grow up around. It's almost like instinctual to just like grab onto all of it, be like, yes, this is what we're doing. No one asks any questions, and I'm gonna just wear cut off flannels, and I'm gonna stay here. And it's like that's one way. And there's a whole other type of person who's like, yeah, this is weird. I'm gonna try to do something else. And it's like, dude,
Most of the time they get bullied out. That
True.
type of person. Normally they're ostracized, and then they're like, I'm gonna go be different and move to the city.
Yeah.
You know?
Sometimes they're just like, oh, it's kind of weird. But again,
sometimes they're a trailblazer.
you never
like myself, where you're like, you know
heard
what?
that.
This town ain't big enough for me.
Nope.
I'm gonna go out to the Big Apple.
Go to the big app, baby.
I went and took a bite out. A big old bite.
But eventually you settle into something.
Yeah. Hopefully stand up.
Yeah, exactly. We don't take kindly to you, the racetrack, dude.
They did not take kindly to my friends.
Really?
My friend Bison showed up in like khaki shorts and a polo. And like my friend Boy was wearing fucking boat shoes.
How dare he, dude?
I was like, you guys are gonna get us fucked up in here. Shit, yeah, bro.
To be continued, dude.
Yeah. Let's wrap it up.
It's like 2 hours, 60 minutes.
That's long. I'm gonna be gone forever.
Yeah, I'll figure something
We'll
out.
figure something
I'm gonna
out.
figure out page content, figure out some calls. We'll work it out, dude.
Yeah, we'll get
Meantime,
some shit.
dude, go to your stuff.
God damn.
What?
Nothing.
You'll be gone, bro.
Sad stuff going on.
Really?
Yeah. That whole thing, the stand,
Oh yeah, it's fucked up.
it's fucking crazy.
Shitty.
Something, yeah.
Horrible.
If you're still listening to this, if somehow you're still listening to this, this weekend, the 8th, 9th, and 10th, I'll be in Phoenix. I'll be at the House of Comedy. Then I'm in LA forever. Then Thursday the 22nd, come to the Harrisburg Comedy Zone. There's rumors of Matt McCusker going to be there also. There's rumors circulating.
Maybe.
He's tough to get a hold of.
I won't either confirm nor deny.
23rd and 24th, DC Draft House. 28th, 29th, 30th, 31st, Austin, Texas. Let's do it. That's it.
Hell yeah, dude. Bon voyage. Yo, thanks for doing this tonight. This is good.
Yeah.
We're able to get this out to the peeps.
We got to get to the peeps.
This month is going to be the ultimate test of faith.
Yeah, dude.
So this is going to be tough for these boys.
Well, they'll be all right. You should run it. You should do an app, you and Gerbs, while I'm gone.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get Bert. I'm gonna try to do one with Bert and Butterly,
That'd be awesome.
which would be I think that'd be a funny mix.
That would be a good mix.
Try to get Gerbs. We'll figure it out.
Dude, the whole squad's here. You
hold
don't-
the ship down.
You don't need old chain, dude. The squad's here.
Nah, I mean, dude.
Perhaps my work here is done.
Whoa.
Built a Philly empire and then
Dude.
and
I
ascended.
mean, this
dude.
cast was never about orthodoxy, bro.
It was never that.
This cast can morph wildly. People are like, oh, I love this little thing. It's like, yeah.
You never know what's
There
next.
was an Irish poet who used to do that. He would have a style of poetry, and he would just ditch it, and then just like lose his whole fan base and start up and rise up again and ditch his whole thing. Did it his whole life. It's one of the greats. That's what you do. We're like two young fucking Martin Luthers, bro. We're just driven
One
by
of the Kangs, dude.
Martin Luther.
Kang Jr.
1400s.
I'm
dude.
Kang Jr. No.
I'm old school Martin Luther.
No.
I'm just battling,
Kang
dude.
Jr.
I'm just
dude.
battling my demons, dude. That's all I can do. All right, we're out of here.
All right.